they are playing for. So check that out. All right, so our story here tonight, where we begin. Last time, our heroes, we had a number of characters that were caravanning across the Elysian sands to the nation of Eularum, which is kind of the biggest trading partner of the Grand Duchy of Karameikos. And so it has been good times, and trade had been booming, especially after the removal, the mysterious disappearance of this metal fortress that all these different like weird creatures were like coming out of it, and a bunch of adventurers went up there, and it's vanished. It's not a problem anymore. So the Grand Duchy's feeling good about that. No one knows where it is. Um, but this caravan, which included a couple dozen or so individuals, went to the capital of Eularum to do some trading. It's a nation. Eularum is a huge city, really a really big, bustling kind of hub, trading hub, and all sorts of things, legitimate and black market, could be found there. And so the group did their business and were heading back home across the sands when they got caught up in a sandstorm, which made them miserably lost in the wastes, trying to get their bearings and get back on the right path. At one point, they even thought about turning back and trying to get back to Eularum, but their pack animals had expired, their food and water stores depleted, and in a desperate gambit to try to find some supplies, their only hope was this pyramid that they had found. And around the pyramid seemed to be ruins of an very old city, long probably buried by the sands. But it would seem that the sandstorm kind of swept it away and revealed this long lost city. And so a number of the characters actually went into the pyramid, where they made contact with a man named Canadius, who, let me pop up his image here in the fantasy grounds. But all of these humanoids that the party kind of came across, they're human, but they look very different. They have very, very pale skin, bone white hair, and seemingly have adapted to life underground. They actually have dark vision and are able to kind of see in the dark. And this particular group that the party came across, they were all wearing this mask, this bronze mask of this bearded man, very stern looking, with a very stern looking gaze. They called themselves the Brotherhood of Gorm, and they declare their deity is named Gorm, the god of justice and might. And Canadius kind of shared with the party that they were refugees from their city. They have a city that lies vast, very far underground in a vast cavern that they built around an underground freshwater lake. But their society is plagued by a cult that worships a monster named Zargon. And this cult engages in all sorts of wicked acts to kind of placate and satiate this god Zargon. First and foremost is that they engage in ritualistic kind of sacrifices to actually feed this monster. It would appear that he's not. They speak of him as if he exists. He's not some non-involved deity or something like that. He actually physically exists somewhere. And so the Brotherhood of Gorm, they had very few supplies in terms of food and water, but they were willing to share some of it with you, as at least the characters that had engaged with them had suggested that they'd be willing to help them retake their city if they would be willing in return to help with your survival. And so that is the story so far. this would probably be a good time for us to introduce some of our characters, and for the audience's benefit, just know that two of these characters we're not going to introduce quite yet. Their moment in the story has not come, but we're we're going to focus in on Saffron, Murray, Tonebear, and Helibet first. So Saffron is the newest, so we give you the pass. You'll be able to go last after you've heard the others. But in general, tell us character name, class, race, and kind of tell us a little bit of your. It's kind of the same prompt as last time. Tell us a little bit of your background, why you were headed to Ularum, and how you came to find yourself on the caravan. We'll start with Murray.
Hello, I'm Isaac. I'm playing Murray Brett Jermaine. Pretty much, Murray is, well, I'm an 8-foot Goliath rogue. And pretty much I'm I was on my way when my my musical friends decided to ditch me. I was their manager. They thought they were better than me, and apparently they were. So I'm just trying to get back home at the moment. I've met a few particular friends along the way, and I'm just looking to survive. I'm not much. I'm okay with a bow. I'm not the best. I'm not looking for trouble. So don't throw me in the front. I might be big, but I'm a lover, not a fighter, you could say. So pretty much, I'm looking for some food and eventually to get out of here and go home.
So if your name is Murray Britt Jermaine, who are those two that left you?
Ah. Well, actually, gets me a bit upset. Let's see. No
wonder they left you. You don't even remember their names.
Really, it was hard. It's hard for me to remember them at the moment, but I could ask me that in a little bit, and I'll give you an answer. It's worth it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm tired. Let me go. I just woke up. What are you doing? Why are you bothering me?
Thank you, Murray.
All right, Brett Jermaine. Thank you.
Next up, we have Tonebearer.
Hello, I'm Tonebearer. I am a Warforged librarian. I am happy to be here. I was not heading to Ularum. In fact, I've always been in Ularum. I have been in Ularum for approximately 217 years. I recently learned that there is, in fact, a world beyond the library, and so I have decided that it is time to see some of it. So far, I've seen a few miles and a lot of sand.
All right, thank you, Tonebearer. Next up, we have Helibet.
I'm Helibet, Frostbeard. I'm a hill dwarf, not that it matters, but first class cleric. I was in I was headed there so that I could find if they needed a cleric, and they did. But once they found out who I was, they said they didn't need one. So I'm going back.
Thank you, Helibet.
That's me.
Yeah, yep. We need to help Helibet a little bit with some self-esteem issues and maybe a little bit of reputation. That sounds like. All right, and then we have a new character joining us, Saffron.
Right, okay. I am playing Saffron Leclerc. She is a gnome paladin, and she just wanted to join the caravan to help the people get to where they were going. She's looking to find places to go where people are in need of help and a little bit of cheer. And I think the group that she is with right now could do with some cheer. So maybe this is a good place for me.
All right, excellent. So the four of you, Saffron, Murray, Tonebear, and Helibet. Hey, thank you for the cheer. Um, the four of you have been you got a nice rest after the days and days of travel through the sands. The Brotherhood of Gorm has taken you in and has basically given everyone that was in the caravan a place of shelter, which is some relief from the very hot desert heat during the day and the kind of chilling effect that happens overnight. And so you've got some shelter here in the pyramid, but the four of you are summoned this morning by Canadius. And you find yourselves in the ceremonial chambers of Gorm. Here you stand. The walls, ceiling, and floor of this room have been painted sky blue. And just ahead, you can see a golden altar. Sorry, a marble altar, but on it a couple of golden candlestick holders and a brazier that rests there. And the altar has been detailed with imagery of this bearded man, this god Gorm. And in much of the imagery, he has kind of a Thor-like presence. God wielding lightning bolts and holding a great hammer. Um, and you see Canadius there, this man who is it would seem, leader of the Brotherhood. And upon your entry, you see him kind of do a prayer at the altar. He is speaking a language that you don't understand. But upon noticing that you have all arrived, this helmet that he wears, it has kind of a hinged kind of visor that brings down that visage of Gorm. And some of you have already experienced this allows him, this helmet has this capability of communicating telepathically with you, and so that helps to bridge the communication gap that you all would typically have. And so upon your arrival, he says, "Oh, welcome, my friends. I'm sorry, I was just in the midst of my morning routine and my prayers to Gorm. Although Gorm has given me much already, in you all, we must set ourselves to the task at hand, and that is reclaiming our city, Sinodicea. If we can do this together, we will have plentiful water. We will have resources for your entire caravan, and we will be able to reclaim the soul of Sinodicea from the shadow of Zargon. I trust that you are all well rested. The provisions that we were provided, you are feeling well after the weariness of the desert."
Oh, yes.
It was quite refreshing. Thank you very much.
Well then, we must prepare for what we must do next. It will not be easy. Even with your forces here, we will be vastly outnumbered by the forces of Zargon. He has a strong coalition, not just our people, but goblins, hobgoblins in their ranks. But I think if we can sneak into the city and take it block by block, we could potentially wrest it from their grip. So, in order for us to enter the city, 2 levels down from here, there is an entrance to a temple. From that temple, there is a secret entrance that leads to a tunnel that will lead us down to the cavern where our city exists. I would have you all head that way. Secure the temple, and we will be right behind you. We will muster there. I will get our forces ready, and we will meet you there in due time.
All right.
It is a good plan.
Yeah, and I'm sure. I mean, you live here, so I'm sure you're aware that those guys might use that little carousel contraption hallway thing Where did they come from?
He explains to you, and so what Murray is referring to, and I'm going to show this on the map here. It's kind of an awkward thing to show on a virtual tabletop, but this center room here, there's a circle here in the center of this map, and that is actually not a circular chamber, but it is actually a hallway that, with the use of some buttons on either side of that passageway, this passage will swivel in a clockwise direction. Depending on the button you press, it will align itself with the various hallway, and so it kind of acts as kind of a terminal connection that way. He would tell you that this pathway to the cardinal direction of north is likely where those hobgoblins came from. The access to the lower floor can be found in that direction.
All right. Cool. So they would mean that no one else would be sneaking up behind us then, which is good.
He says, well, that might not be entirely true. There are others of my kind here on this level, and I would caution you from engaging with them. They are not to be trusted.
Okay.
We have a long history, the Synodicians, many faith traditions. For a long time, we were able to live and respect those traditions in partnership, but recently there has been something of a schism between us.
Tommy's gotten out a book and is writing all of this down.
And he notices that you are writing, and he says, well, if it is helpful for you, I can share a little bit about them. You see, there are also other warriors like us. The maidens of Madarua, they worship the goddess Madarua, who is a god of might, very similar to Gorm. In fact, in many respects, we have a lot in common. But they worship a god that maybe enjoys the fight a little bit more than the end game sometimes. The glory of battle is what they live for. They have no fear. They are fearless, and this makes them reckless. On the other side, there are those that call themselves the Magi of Usamagaris. They are spellcasters, wizards, manipulators. They are not to be trusted. If it weren't for them, perhaps the city wouldn't have fallen at all. But amongst their ranks are those that are opportunists, self-interested, willing to use desperate circumstances to further their own selfish goals.
Well, it is so very lucky we ran into you and not either of those types of people.
Agreed. We have no need of them. We have our god. We have Gorm, and he will set us on the right path. He has brought you here to us, and together we are all that we need.
You've written all this down, correct?
Yes.
Excellent.
Good.
There was more history, though. You said there was a long history. I'm prepared to record it.
Please go ahead. Keep it going.
He says,
I don't know if we have the time.
there will be time for that, my friend Tomebearer, but now is not that time. I will gladly, once we are victorious, spend all the time in the world with you, sharing those tales, those stories of the past. But maybe one story I can share with you, one that helps explain. Perhaps you are looking at me now and thinking me unreasonable for not reaching out to my kin. But we had an opportunity a year ago to deal with Zargon, to end it. We had taken, we felt defeated his followers, his cultists. They had been dwindling in numbers. Their acts of treachery within the city diminished. We three clans of these three deities, we banded together. We put our differences aside, such as they were, and we made a plan to go deep down, many levels below where we stand now, to his lair, where Zargon was. And we prepared. We knew that there would be casualties. We knew that it would be a desperate bid to eliminate him, to remove him from our world. But we were prepared for that. But in the battle that came to be, as we charged forward to deal with this monstrosity, the leader of the Magi of Usamagaris at that time betrayed us. Sorry, I got it wrong. His brother betrayed us and stabbed his brother literally in the back and ordered many of the followers of Usamagaris. It would seem that their minds had already been tainted by Zargon. And in that moment of betrayal and confusion, we became overwhelmed, confused. The warrior maidens of Matarua were eager to die in that battle, and under their leader they did so. They fought bravely, but stupidly. I made a call begging them to retreat so that we could fall back and put together a plan. But by the time we had done so, my numbers were so few. We realized then, as we returned back to our city, it was overrun with a contingent of not only Zargon's followers, but goblins, hobgoblins. They had not truly been as weak as we had thought, and they had preyed upon our offensive against Zargon to take advantage of our weakness while we were gone. And at that point, we had nothing. The Brotherhood of Gorm, those that you see with me now, just above us and the level above us, that is all that is left.
This is a good start.
Doesn't seem like it'll be enough.
Yeah.
Well, with you here, like I say, we can't use the same tactics that we did. A full-out assault is not going to be the way, but if we plan and we work smartly, we could strategically move through the city, taking back strategic points. We can use guerrilla tactics to strike a blow and retreat when we need to.
So you're not going to be too far behind because you're saying we a lot, right?
Yes. If you move forward and you get to the point, two levels below us, you could take up a rest in the temple, and we will muster there. I will get our forces ready.
Very well. And also, if you find any more food or water, maybe might set a little more aside for us too.
Yes, we will work with some of your from your group. There is much. We only recently found ourselves to be here in these upper reaches of this pyramid. You must understand, we are very far from home ourselves. So there is much that we have left to investigate and discover. Perhaps we can find some holdover food and water to prepare for the battle to come.
Cool.
I can share some of my water with you. You are very, very big. I am much smaller, so I can share some with you.
Does it have glitter in it?
Glitter? I do not think so.
Okay, I'll happy. I'll in a little bit. If I'm a little parched, I'll be happy to have some.
I have a small appetite, so we can share.
I appreciate it.
He says, "I appreciate that that gesture. but please keep what you have for yourself, and you'll need it. You'll need it in the coming days, I am sure. We will be fine. We will find more.
Well, are we ready to begin? We have a journey ahead of us.
Yep.
I can
So-
feel the energy, the excitement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, really excited. Ready to do this. Oh.
So as you all kind of venture forth, you make your way to that point where there is a stone door before you that leads to that rotating passageway. And on the inside of the passageway are these symbols, which I think you basically got a lesson on how they work. That each one, whatever you press, it will bring you to the corresponding entrance to the symbol that you press. But as you enter, before you can even make a selection of which one you want to push, the chamber automatically sort of rotates here. And I'm just going to put you all kind of like in the center here as this. I got to make an adjustment here to kind of show you the layout. But 1 second, your characters will disappear for a second. And then,
I didn't disappear. I'm still there, hanging in midair.
oh, okay.
But everybody else is gone. I do not see you.
They left
Me?
without me again.
No, we are here.
So the passage opens up like this. And you see on either side of this tunnel I'll let them describe themselves, but Professor, you find yourself over here having just activated this yourself, and Jane, you are on the opposite side, having seemingly done so at the exact same time, and you are staring across each other, the party, directly in the middle of this passageway. Professor, you are on the west side, and Jane, you are on the east side. So as we begin here, I would like Dawson and Dusty to introduce their characters, and maybe do so. Tell us name, class, race. Describe what the characters are seeing on either side of this passageway, and we'll start first with Professor.
All right, standing before you is an extremely old man, human it seems, bone white hair, very pale skin. On his shoulder, he's got a purple feathered owl, and on the side he has a tome that's covered in some sort of like a leather binding that may be a purple or a crimson color with like owl feathers attached to it. On his other hip, he has a dagger at his side, very ornate, and right below that will be a silver mask of some sort of face you recognize. On his left hand, you'll see a 5-pointed star with an eye in the center of it. And what he sees before him is, he'll say this:
"Oh, Booker, you were right. They would be here. Good call. Oh,
"It's you!" And he'll look across the way and see the woman that's on the other side.
And what he sees is a relatively tall but very drawn skin, lanky woman who has her head shaved into a mohawk that's sort of French braided all the way down her back. And she's carrying a heavy crossbow, but she also has a long bow strapped to her back, and she has another crossbow hanging on her belt. And you can kind of see tucked into both of her boots, or each boot has a dagger tucked on the outside edge of it. And she looks like she's take no prisoners kind of person. She looks across the way at the professor, gives him sort of a head nod, and says, "You acting up, Professor?"
can't say I am. What finds you here?"
Just looking for these folk.
I don't think so. Argia said they're coming with me.
Pandora's got other plans.
But Asami Gara would say otherwise.
My
Sorry, allow me to introduce myself, and he'll start saying in common. I go by many names, but you may call me the Professor. It seems that Asami Gara has blessed me with your presence. We've knew you were here for quite some time. My little buddy here kind of heard you come in. You were quite loud, and with all the fart noises, it wasn't too hard to find you. But our leader, our leader is looking for you. He has food and water for you. He can make it appear out of thin air. And I'm here. I'm charged with bringing you to him.
Well, we got about the same thing, but more guns. Well, more arrows, more crossbows. I feel like we're cooler. Should probably come with us. Pandora's got some stuff to teach you about.
Sorry, it seems really dark in this room. I don't know if y'all are... Oh, 1 second.
And from his hand, you'll see 4 globules of light just pop out of his hand, boop, 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 and go into the chamber.
Sorry, this is more as a formality. I don't know if you're more well acquainted with the darkness down here.
As he puts those up, I kind of shade my eyes, and you can see that like Jane's eyeballs are almost like protruding a little bit from her head. She got the protruding eyeball, ultimate recessive trait from her dad, and she's very unhappy about the light.
So Saffron will turn to Tome Bearer and be, are these the ones we're not supposed to trust? What does your book say?
Well, the woman, I believe, is from the maidens who are allied with Gorm but reckless. And the man is from the Magi, who are possibly not to be trusted. That was what he said, but he's also said that they had trusted them previously, and that one of them betrayed them, but not all of them betrayed them. So it's a little bit up in the air.
And one more, I think I failed to share this with Dusty, but you would have a little tattoo on your wrist that would be kind of a giveaway that you were a follower of Madarua, this kind of sickle.
Yeah, I have a sickle, but you can't see it. I'm wearing gloves, like fingerless gloves, so they don't get in the way of my trigger finger.
So I will turn to Jane. I don't know that you said your name, but...
I didn't, sorry. Jane Fighter.
That's okay. You're the one nearest to me, so I will turn. I am a Warforged. I'm made of metal with some wood behind it, but I'm wearing a blue robe trimmed with gold around it, and I will turn towards you and raise my hand and say, hello, I'm Tome Bearer.
You acting up?
Pardon?
You must be from the surface.
Yes.
Ah, right. Most of the maiden, you acting up. It's kind of like, well met. How you doing? You act, because we want you to act up. Do all the acting. Keep it up. Don't just talk about stuff. Do things.
Yes, we have been doing things.
Good. I'm Jane.
I am Tome Bearer.
You mentioned that. Who you got with you? You want to come and meet Pandora?
With me, I have Murray Brett Germain.
Yep.
And Halibut, Frostbeard, and Saffron LaCroix?
Leclerc, yes.
You look bubbly.
No, that would be LaCroix.
I apologize.
Yeah.
See, we are told we are supposed to go somewhere and not trust other people that might steer us in the wrong direction. And here you are in 2 different directions, pulling us in either direction. It seems very confusing to me.
Neither of which are the direction we were bid to go.
Right, we're supposed to go that way. Need to point a bit north. And then you kind of hijack this thing.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to intrude upon your conversation, but who told you such things?
It's the Gorham Gorms.
That's correct.
Oh.
Although that's not the name that they used.
Oh,
It's part of it.
Canadius's group. Oh, great. They met them first.
We were lucky enough to find the right person first and not the ones that would steer us wrong.
They're a bunch of cowards. They don't know anything about anything. They'll say anything fancy word to get their way.
Yeah, they're never
Yeah.
acting up.
Fancy words, all
Let me
right.
guess, he took you to his spiritual room.
I mean, there
Actually-
was an altar there.
Yes, that
Yeah,
did happen.
Very nice. It was light blue. Very nice.
And I'll look just across the Jane, just like roll my eyes and like, great.
And he told us stories about things that happened in the past and how people that betray each other are not to be trusted.
Neither are people who run away from a fight.
Huh.
Oh, and then
Yeah,
there was the
well.
reckless ones, right? The ones that fight for glory, foolishly and recklessly. Was that accurate, Tom Bearer?
Yes, that is accurate. However, I should note that there are many stories of those who fight for glory. Most of those stories end in positive results. Though, it occurs to me that most of those stories are written by those who seek glory.
I have no idea who to believe.
I
Well,
mean,
lucky
I'm
for
just
you,
interested. It seems that both of you have food and water.
Indeed. And
Well,
lucky
we
for
don't-
you.
Do you
Yes,
have
I do
glitter
have
in your water?
What's
Right.
better?
Thank you.
We want glitter in our water.
No,
Do your
No.
we
priests
don't. We don't.
do your priests have fart trumpets?
I'm just gonna look at you
I'm
confused.
pretty sure they can make
I've been
fart
instructed
trumpets.
to find I've been instructed to find the priests with the fart trumpets.
I'm sure one of our kind can do that. What are you talking about, strange metal man?
I mean,
Look,
we
go check him out for me.
An owl will fly over and just perch on your head and just look at you.
My friend Sally's butt's kind of cleared a room before, but nothing sparkly.
No.
But she
Susie said
doesn't
these
play
were
the
priests
music
and
with-
they have fart trumpets.
Something
Well,
about something
I mean,
about.
they make
Does-
noise.
Does Neotud ring a bell? Neotud. A god named
Neo
Neotud.
turd.
Neotud.
Wait,
The-
hold
the-
on.
The
Do I
bull,
recognize the
what was the name? The
the extremely
I
long
haven't-
halfling name?
Yeah.
I just remember it's Neotud.
Near turd or
Yep.
neo
near,
turd?
near.
Like
Near
new,
turd.
Yeah.
new
Can I
turd.
hear a religion check?
yes, make a religion check, and you all have inspiration from the chat.
All
Hold
right.
on, let me
There's a
check
bull
my
roarer.
tones here. I think I do. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, you've heard of it before, but you're not super familiar with it. You only have heard of it because you have your nose in a book all the time. So it strikes you as something you've read about, but you can't recall the facts just now.
It's that small one that eats asparagus. No, hold on. Gotta.
Well, it was very
Cabbages.
nice speaking to all of you, but we must go on our mission to the north and go to the second level. Was that where we were supposed to go?
Two
Second
levels
level.
down
Two
Yep.
levels down.
to
Yeah.
a temple.
So, have a wonderful day. It was wonderful meeting you.
They do
Goodbye.
have food though. What they?
But what about your rest of your party who does not have food? You gonna leave them there to starve?
We'll look for food along the way.
You can look for food. We have food this way. We can literally make it.
Yes, but it comes with a price, does it not?
I mean, everything. I mean, typically it's like a spell slot, but you know what? I will accompany you on such an endeavor to keep you safe.
That's very nice of you.
And I will step into the room.
I don't deserve it.
You better not turn your back to that one. I think he's the kind that stabs in the back. From
He
the
does have an
story.
ornate dagger on his belt.
Just my luck.
I once told my son, a lovely lad who wore a green tunic all the time, it's dangerous to go alone. So I will accompany you down here. You need a guide, do you not?
We are not alone. There are 4 of us.
Yes, but none of you've been down here now.
That's true, but we are not alone.
I think you're missing the point, strange metal man.
I merely mentioned it because you said it's dangerous to go alone.
Indeed, especially when you're ill-prepared. It's always good to know what you have ahead of time.
You are.
We
Trust me.
should let the old man come and we can keep an eye on him. He doesn't seem quite right in the head.
Right, we can let him go first.
Well, if he's going, I'm going because I'm not leaving you alone with him.
We're
Oh,
not
and
alone. Now
Again,
there's
we're
even
not
more
alone.
of
There are
us.
4 of us.
And 5. Professor's coming too. 6.
Now there's
Cool.
6.
I'm just saying, Pandora's got this box.
Oh,
Sometimes.
Oh, we're all aware of your box there.
I do not understand.
Pretty cool box. Way cooler
Yeah.
than what you're gonna find in that temple 2 floors down.
what's in the box? What's in
What's
the
in
box?
the temple?
I don't actually know what's in the temple. Just never let me in her box. But maybe you could get in. I've always been curious. It's a good opportunity. New people. Who knows?
Would it not be acting up then to go to the temple if you've never been there?
But I've never seen what's in Pandora's box either.
Hmm,
And neither of you. I mean,
it's true.
From my recollection, I'm pretty sure it's just nothing. I think it's a scare tactic.
So you have seen in the box.
No, but our scholars believe so.
Your
That the
scholars
box
believe that you have
contains
seen in
nothing?
the box?
I think it's like a secret ploy tactic that they use to scare their enemies, but actually it's just nothing.
Hmm.
Is it guarded?
the box?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's Pandora's box, so, you know, it's like her private trunk. I don't know. Maybe it's guarded. I'm kind of low on the totem pole.
Who's
She's-
Pandora?
And she's the leader.
Ah, there are also totem poles. I would write this down.
When we go north now, can you turn the hallway back where it goes north and south? This east-west thing is making my head hurt.
Sure, I'd be happy
Is it
to
bad?
help.
Is it hurting you a bit? It's yeah. I actually,
Sure.
I don't,
I'll be happy to help you with such an endeavor. Booker Sebastian Bertrino Jr. III, please push the button for me.
And he'll gesture towards his owl.
All right, so you push the button to have it align itself north and south.
Yep.
So it swivels and does that, and opens up so that you can see across the way a pathway that leads directly north. And man, this Fantasy Grounds Unity, some of the tools drive me a little nuts. Okay, there we're navigating. It gets as you're step out of the hallway and you start to make your way to the north, you can see it ends at a T intersection with passageways that lead to the east and west. About a 10-foot wide hallway.
all right, Professor. Where to?
You said you needed to go north, no? If my remember says correctly, north would be that way for you.
Yep.
DM, my token's stuck. She'll go up and down, but she won't go left or right.
Murray
I'm a
Brett
north
Germain.
going, Zax.
Murray Brett Germain
Thank you.
will
Thank you.
actually position himself behind the professor and kind of, you first. Go ahead.
I'd be more than happy to. Booker,
I'll go.
fit.
I'm expendable.
Is he
Oh,
always this doom
Do
and
not
gloom?
go alone. You have friends, my friend.
You have the blessing of Usami Garas with you. You will be fine, my friend.
Is that your full name?
No.
Good talk.
So, question: are any of you going to be impeded by not being able to see? It is dark in here without a
Yep.
light.
I have dancing
I-
lights going.
I will
You got
cast
dance.
light.
Okay. You got some
I
some
have
spell
dark.
casting. Light fills the passageway, so you're all able to see as you make your way down there to the intersection. And it looks like both passageways basically end and then turn due south.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it is east and west again. Which way do we go?
You might get a headache.
Don't ask me.
Well,
Hey, Professor.
yes, Mr.
Which-
Brett Germain.
It's Murray Brett Jermaine.
Excellent. Murray, Brett. Hold up. Murray, Brett Germain.
Yes.
He'll switch to giant.
Would you prefer if I speak in this tone to you?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'm sorry. My specialty is linguistics and cultural studies, so
Ah,
I just kind of pick up on things.
very yes. So you did realize, yeah. That's very, you could tell, huh? They don't speak giant. What gave it away?
You stand about 3 feet taller than me.
Okay. Which way should we go? You been here before?
Have I been here before, DM?
You both, Jane and Professor, you at one point actually lived in the city, so you more or less know like the way to like descend down to the 5th level.
Mm-hmm.
You would know that this way would lead to a pathway that will lead down. You haven't been down the opposite way before.
Well, based on my experiences, typically left is always the right way to go, but unfortunately, right is the way to go this time.
That was
So
very
we
confusing.
went the other way.
I roll my eyes at him, lean over to Halibut and say, "He's such a talker. Let's just go." But I say it in Dwarvish, right? You're a dwarf, Halibut,
Yes.
and a show off. And then I just move down the hall. to the right.
All right, so you end up kind of leading and moving down the hallway there. It bends to the south, and then there is a wooden door.
Having been here before, would I assume that I need to check for traps?
No, you probably wouldn't feel that.
Okay.
Only because you have been here before, and you, while the other clans maybe you don't trust and like don't necessarily like see eye to eye with or want to work with, you're not like openly like trying to kill each other. So like, you know, they'd be the only ones that would maybe like mess with this door or trap it, and you don't think that it's not that kind of a dynamic. So you open the door, and on the other side, 1 second. No, there we go. Okay. You see it's basically was a chapel of some sort at one time, like long, long ago when this pyramid was originally constructed. But it is very much deliberately wrecked. The stone altar has been smashed. All of the ceremonial accoutrements and little relics have all been like kind of broken and thrown to the ground. And this place has been basically desecrated. And across where the stonework of the wall is, written in blood, smeared there, is Zargon, large letters that Jane and Professor you would understand in the Synodician language. The others of you don't. You just see a big mess of a dry blood smear on the wall.
is this something that is new to Professor and I, or would it have been here for a while?
It has been here for not like a long time. It's like, but maybe like a couple of weeks or so. Your both of your clans have been dealing with incursions of the Zarganites coming up. They are actively trying to hunt you remaining lot that have not bent to Zargon's will. So once in a while, a group of Zarganites and maybe some hobgoblins come up and kind of harass you.
Well, here's your temple. Isn't it grand? Aren't you happy you came?
Oh no,
Let's
we're
go
meant
see
to find a
Pandora.
temple that's 2 levels below here.
Oh.
And the way down is accessed by a hinged piece of the floor here. You can kind of see that marked on the map. Essentially, there is a trigger that is concealed in the wall. There is like a kind of switch that you could press, and it'll swing this ramp down.
I hoped they wouldn't realize we hadn't gone far enough.
Oh, but we remember the steps. We have to go down to the temple.
Now, so just to be clear, Jane and Professor, you know this. The party doesn't necessarily. Like unless at this point, they just see this room
Mm-hmm.
as it is.
Looks like there's nothing. Might as well go see Pandora.
You said you knew the way.
Well, you're in a temple, aren't you?
We are not in a temple that is 2 floors lower than this
Point
one.
to the city.
Oh,
Is the
don't
city-
listen to her tomfoolery of you. There's the
Fine.
passage in this room.
Go over and help him lift the thing.
So the two of you kind of are there. You know where the button is. You press it, and the floor swings down, creating a ramp down to the lower tier.
Aha! It was the right way.
They knew it all along.
Oh, it wasn't very nice. I was actually begin to believe that this was the temple. I was going to say it wasn't much of anything, really.
Well, it was a temple.
At
mean,
one
clearly.
point.
Just not the
Zargon's
temple.
people don't desecrate everything for the fun of it. They just desecrate anything that's to a god they don't like.
Oh,
Who's this hot stuff we're looking at?
it's me.
Mr. Benjamin, I say you have
It's very
fantastic
Benjamin.
hair.
As he goes to kind of fix his hairpiece. Yep. All right.
So let me give you the description of this. I pulled your tokens here on this next map. You might have to navigate a little bit to find the little square where your tokens are at. But this ramp leads you down into this room where painted on the walls are scenery, court scenes of, it looks like some kind of an ancient king and queen wearing kind of very foreign ceremonial robes and regalia. And it would appear that they're being entertained by a dwarf in kind of a goofy looking costume, very colorful, big kind of foppish shoes on and makeup. And there is a small coffin which rests in a niche in the east wall. As you're walking down, you notice that. And in each corner of the room is a 4-foot high brass jar, and then a stone door to the north.
Am I the only one who doesn't have a map?
Yeah, I'm trying to
I
find it
don't have
too.
one either.
I do not have. I
I just see our tokens. Everything else is dark.
now I
I'll
have
share it
a
again.
Oh. Now things are moving.
In a bit.
Now we're in a room with 4 jars.
Oh, there we go.
Dick.
Very big tokens. Yeah.
Well, I will go and look in the nearest jar.
Yeah, I still don't have a map, so I'm gonna try opening it again. Okay, there. I just had to reopen it. I closed it and reopened
All
it.
right, yeah, I'll do the same.
So, as some of you are kind of trying to figure out the map, I'll tell you, Tonebearer, you go over to one of the jars and you take a peek in, and it doesn't appear that there's anything in it. It looks empty.
That's unfortunate.
It is too tall
I'll look
for
in
me.
one too.
You
How
tell
about
me
you-
what you see, okay? It is too tall for me to see in.
Would you like me to pick you up?
Prefer not. I don't know you that well yet.
Fair enough.
What
How
was the
about
name
you
of
go
the,
and take a
map?
peek?
I'm sorry.
B4_tier 4.
Cool, thank you.
Halibut, you go and you take a look at another one of the jars. It also appears to be empty.
Right.
But you said there was also a small coffin?
Yeah,
In the room?
east. It's like kind of like there's a niche that's been cut out into the wall, and the coffin is actually like upright inside the wall.
So Professor Man and Miss Jane, what is this?
That their fine young lass would be a sarcophagus, or a
Professor-
coffin, if you will.
If you would like, you could do a history check. It's possible that you would know something about who was interned here.
As for who may be buried there, it would probably be.
So this would be the burial place of the jester, the court jester for King Alexander and Queen Zenobia, who are they are figures from the history of the Synodicians from when they still lived above ground. And so this pyramid initially was built as a tomb.
This sarcophagus here is built for this lovely individual over here,
And he'll move the globules over and have it spin around the jester.
the great jester to the great King Alexander and Queen Zenobia. Back before we were shunted down here.
I've never been shunted.
It's not great.
This jester must have been very important and quite small.
It was indeed.
Maybe you also would know, Professor, some of his. He was known as a jester, and he was a practitioner of wizardry. He studied illusion magic.
Based on the records I have read before, he actually also was a practitioner of the arcane sorts of magics, and his illusions were top notch, if I may say so myself.
Oh, so maybe you should reach inside the brass jars to see if something might be hiding under an illusion.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yep,
So-
I'll do one too.
So you both reach into those jars, and you watch as your hands disappear.
Oh.
Oh, I was using
I
that.
am so sorry. Now your hands are gone. Well, I can't see because I'm too short.
Are you an elf or
I'm a gnome.
a gnome?
Yes. Oui, oui.
As you have stuck your hands in the jars, you feel something grab at your hand, like
Mm.
you feel like something like a grasp, like another hand grabs hold.
No.
Does it tug?
Okay.
Like, do we see them move?
They just have like their arms in the jars and like are kind of like tugging and doing like a little bit of a tug and pull.
But it doesn't look like they're about to be pulled. Tried like to be pulled through.
I will try to pull it out.
Okay, why don't the two of you give opposing strength checks?
Am I one of the ones?
Did you put your full hand in one of the jars?
Well, I don't know.
So
probably.
Murray was 14 versus 4. So you try to pull, and then Murray, you pull back, and Tonebearer, you kind of like fall into like the jar, and then you're like coming out the other jar where Murray's like kind of pulling you up and out.
Come here, you.
Ah,
What are you
that
doing?
was strange.
What
No,
happened? There's
I
some
don't walk
idiot here
over.
trying to pull me in the jar. Didn't realize how strong I was.
I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna spit really hard in the jar that's Tone Bear's hand is in, as hard as I can.
Okay, make roll a d20. Okay, Tonebearer, there's like a little bit of like moisture, like and you get kind of like smacked in the face with like some kind of moisture pops out of that jar.
I chuckle and then I go walking and lean against the wall with my foot up
The
and
hell?
just wait.
Hey. I'm sorry, Ed. What did you say that we could? That your nickname was?
Tommy.
Tommy. Hey, Tommy.
Yes.
Is this someone trying to? Is this someone pulling you too?
Yes, they're pulling very hard.
Yeah. Look at this, and he'll be bringing out his arm. Look at this guy. It's a
So
bit.
how far are these? Am I actually pulling through the other one?
Yeah, you're coming out of his jar. Like
Okay.
as a result of the failed check, he won the tug of war. You collapsed
Yeah.
and fell into the jar, and now you're coming out the other jar. So it would
Okay.
appear that there is some kind of a link here between these two jars. Whatever you
I
put
think
in
I know
one
what you're
will
pulling
come
on.
out the other.
What? Hey! Oh! Hey! Hi! How you doing? I didn't expect you to come out here. I didn't mean to
This
call
is
you an idiot.
amazing.
I'm sorry. You're not an idiot, Tommy.
Am I
The
not?
professor's gonna pull out his book and just write, "Not the smartest of folk," and put it back.
Cool. Well, I guess
That was a wonderful trick.
yeah. Look, I guess should I'll finish pulling you out, or you want to go back
I would
the other way?
appreciate it.
Hey, okay, here we go. And he's gonna wrap around you.
A little Super Mario Brothers action. Come out the
I
side.
I do weigh about 300 pounds.
Okay, I'll roll. Because
Because I'm made of metal.
Yeah, he has a -1 to strength. So. All right.
Oh
Hold
no!
on.
Poor. Oh,
You might need to
Oh.
help me a bit. You're going a bit floppy, fish. Help.
Tonebear's got like half his torso like stuck out of the one jar, like half of it is coming up the pipe on the
The
other.
legs
end.
kicking out the other one. I will attempt to pull myself the rest of the way.
Thank you. I'll give like a feign like
Yes.
like a assist, like he's like, but it's more like he's just like fixing your shirt more so than like actually helping you get out.
You managed
There
to
you
pull
go.
yourself up and out,
You're welcome.
all one piece.
That made my interior sensors very confused about which way was up.
Well, how large are these? I'm sure they're very large. How large are these?
They're like 4 feet tall, really quite round. They would be cumbersome to be hauling around, but
Yeah.
I would like to try to lift one up.
Yep.
okay. You could relatively easily like pick it up. You know, it'll burden you a little bit. It'll probably slow you down movement wise, but you could feasibly like haul one around and move it.
I would like to determine whether if someone goes inside it when it is not on the ground, if they still come out the other one.
How about you put it over your head?
Okay,
But I could fit inside if you want me to go in.
How about you put it
that
over
would be
her head?
easier.
That'll be even funnier.
So,
All right, give
Saffron,
me a
you climb
boost
in?
and I will jump. Yeah.
Always have time for fun and games, it seems. Much like my grandkids.
So Saffron, describe how you're clambering up into the jar.
All right, I have a javelin and I'm going to make a running start and pole vault into the jar.
You're trying to go in like feet first.
Yes, I think so.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tip it upside down over her head.
No, I
That'd
am.
be
He's
awesome.
holding it and I'm going to jump inside.
So you go and give me, I don't know, it could be acrobatics if that's a better stat. Either one, athletics or acrobatics. I think either one.
They're about the same for me, so.
Okay.
And
So
19.
you pole vault in, and then you like disappear as you like enter through, the top of the jar, and then you like kind of the momentum of the one of your pole vault propels you out the opposite jar, and like you end up like on the floor over there.
Ah,
It's like Portal, right? Like.
Yeah.
It could be remarkably useful.
yeah. Murray Brett Jermaine, he moves out of the way because he was looking down it. Wow!
Ta-da! And then I stick the landing.
Wait, does she actually get out of the jar? Does she fall back
Yeah.
through and start doing this like yo-yo thing?
Oh.
No, I think if you propelled forward, right, you'd be like kind of on an arc, so you like end up on the floor on the other one.
We should probably check the other 2 jars.
I think you should totally turn one upside down and put it on top of our little friend there.
Oh.
Just see what happens. And then turn the other one on its side, see if she can walk out.
I can stand very still if you want to do that.
If you'd like.
I do not
Let's do it.
mind.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
Let's
it.
go to the other 2 and experiment.
So
And I will pick one up and turn it upside down on top of Saffron.
all right, so you turn it upside down.
Then I'll go ahead and lean in, see if I could, the other one, see if
So
I
I
could
think
reach it down.
okay. So Saffron, as the thing like goes overhead, you just kind of get this dizzying like ping-ponging like back and forth kind of feeling, like you're on some
Oh,
kind of
no.
amusement round, and you're like, oh.
This is
As you
worse
keep
than the
like-
east-west hallway.
Maybe not the best choice.
And Murray, you're there. Are you like trying to like
Yeah,
grab
catch.
hold of Saffron?
Hey,
Okay.
hey.
Make an acrobatics check. It's like you have to have the quickness to like grab her because of like the momentum that. Yeah. Okay. you
Oh,
grab
yay.
her. And just
Oh, gotcha.
stop this madness.
Oh, my goodness, my head. That was quite confusing.
Yeah, I was
I was
gonna
like,
headache just watching you. Alright. He goes and sets you down and fixes her piece. He's like,
Thank
wow.
you so much.
Oh, no
You are
problem. My
such a-
pleasure.
Such a
So-
gentleman.
So Tommy's gonna get out his tinker's tools, and he's going to put a little mark at the opening of each of them. So the two that are paired have a matching mark, and the other 2 have a matching mark, so we
Okay.
can tell which ones are paired.
I mean, I think if we figure it out, it might be a good idea, maybe, to maybe drag one of these up a bit.
I agree. When we find a place that we want to be able to come and go from quickly, we could use these.
Do
Well,
they
you
work
know-
over a long distance? Or is
I
it
don't
only
know.
within the room?
I suppose we'll find out.
Yep.
You don't want to get stuck in there. Trust me. It is not pleasant.
Hey, Tommy, you want to take one back to the temple? Let's see if we can go between levels.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will carry one upstairs.
Okay.
Well, don't you
Um,
have a temple ticket? And he's gone.
Oh, I'm not moving quickly. I'm carrying a giant vase.
So I'm gonna do a real quick wandering monster check here to see if anything happens. Nothing does. Where's your destination? Just to the immediate room
Just-
up, or
Yeah, just up
Okay.
one floor.
So-
And then after I've
Hello?
done that,
He's gonna.
I will
Murray
climb
Brett.
into it.
Oh, you're gonna climb in.
you
Yep.
climb in and you like pop up at the other one that you had marked. That was its
Well,
twin.
it works for that far.
Maybe we should leave it there. We can carry this one, roll it down with us, and then in case we run into danger, we can pop back up.
But
I would
wouldn't
prefer not
also
to
the
carry it
danger
the
just
whole
jump
way.
in as well? You don't really
What?
like to think these situations through, do you?
Well, we could bop them when they get up. When they try to get out, we'll just
It's
sit
true.
there.
We could
and we'll
bop them.
them. We could bop them.
We'll bop
We
them.
could bop them, but what if
Do you
one
do
of
you have
us-
a bopper?
I do not. When I
Is
say
it a
we, I
big
mean not
bopper?
me. I'll be around. I'll be
What
with
are
you
these
guys, but
vases?
someone
What,
could
what are
bop
these
them.
made of?
They are brass jars.
Brass. Okay.
I reach behind my back and I pull out my mace.
Like
got a
that.
bopper.
You could bop them.
I got a bopper.
It's a big
That's
bopper.
convenient.
But I'm afraid if in the hypothetical situation that does happen, if I pop up, she's just gonna pop me.
Yeah.
Worse
Yes,
things have
That's
happened.
probably true.
You want to try?
I'm actually
I mean, we might
surprised
not.
she's not bopping you already.
She's
Could
just
be-
trying to save face, I believe.
Whose face is she saving?
Right.
She's not bopping his face. She's saving it.
For what?
He's useful. I don't
I
know.
think that's the nicest compliment you've ever gave me.
How long do you guys know each other?
Oh well,
Oh, I've been
not
under this-
biblically.
I've been under this pyramid for over 109 years. You pick up a thing or two.
Hmm. Yes, 109 years is a fairly long time.
That's why
Yes.
not biblically.
I remember when I was 109.
You know, look at you over 30. What do you mean?
I wasn't tracking time at that point.
We live a lot longer.
Oh, I envy the youth. It was a wonderful time. I used to wield a sword like none other. And now, age has caught up to me.
Now he
do,
wields a
but
pen and a book.
I do believe that no one would wield a sword like you.
I've been working on a thing from some ancient texts I've studied. I'd be happy to show you after we get back to Argia and get some food with him.
Perhaps later we need to go maybe through this door and
You're
find
right.
where we go next.
Yes, I'll open the door.
Well, wait. Is that wise to open the door not knowing what is on the other side? Maybe you should listen first. Be cautious.
I have never come to a door that I did not know what was on the other side of.
Oh, you must live such a boring life.
That may be true.
You open the doorway, and it leads to a hallway that runs east to west. With a
I'm
number
sorry,
of-
Saffron.
I heard you say you opened the door, so it
Yeah.
sounded like the conversation was more of a, oh, should you do that?
No, I'm just apologizing to her because the hallway goes
Oh.
the way that gives her a headache.
Oh, I see. So yeah, you see the hallway runs the entire length that you see there, with a couple of side passages that seem to emanate off of it.
I tip over a jar and roll it in front of me.
Okay, you're doing like a barrel
was
roll kind of
walking.
situation. It is
Yeah.
quite loud as you do that.
I'm not trying to be stealthy.
Mr. Murray Brett Tremaine, may you hold my arm for a second?
Your arm?
Yes, it'll be weird for a second, but you'll be fine.
Okay. Which arm do you need me to hold?
The left one. Whatever one
Okay.
you want.
And then I'll switch my vision to my familiar, so my eyes will go completely black. And then the bird will hop up in front of you and just
Hello?
wave.
I'm the bird now.
But you say that, right? You just say it.
I say that through my voice.
You're
as-
not. You know,
through,
you're
the
still
professor's
you.
voice.
You're still you.
Yeah,
You're
but
right.
I can control the bird now.
Oh. You can
Uh,
control the bird.
Well, the bird controls itself. I just kind of see and act through it and tell what to do. If that makes sense.
So you don't
Oh.
control the bird at all. So in fact, you're not the bird.
Well,
Do I need it?
technically, it follows every order. So kind of technically, I kind of do control the bird.
Does it only work when someone's holding your arm?
No, this is so I don't fall.
Oh.
What?
What?
Okay.
If someone held your other arm, would you control something else?
Come here.
No.
Tommy, come on. Let's give it a try.
Professor, what?
I look back. Oh, sorry.
I just wanted to ask, what kind of familiar do you have?
I have
get
an
it
owl.
on the tracker. Owl. Okay.
I look back and under my breath mutter, I control a bird too, and I flip him off and walk around the corner.
I can still hear that. The bird hasn't left the room, you know.
So in short, I will ask if the group wants to have the owl as like their forward guide, just so they're not like going random places and having someone interrupt them while they're trying to go around corners.
If you want, the owl can go first. They're much better at navigating this place than I am.
I believe you.
All right. Well, I guess you want me to show you around. You want me to walk you around then?
Yes, that would be preferable, please.
All right.
If you're not looking, maybe we should put you in the jar that we're rolling ahead of us.
Yeah, that would actually be a lot easier. You do.
You hear nothing out of the professor as the bird flies forward.
All right. Show me where you'd like this owl to go.
Let's have the owl go just straight ahead to the right. The start.
Okay.
Right
So straight ahead, you'll see a door there, stone door. Passageway to the left seems to bend to the north. To the other side, you see that there is a doorway along the hallway to the south and a couple of passageways that lead off of that.
And to this temple they're trying to get to, would I know where it is?
So
Or have
the
been
way,
by it at all?
yeah, the way that you would have come to get there would be like up this way and to the right. Basically- Basically, this hallway like goes. It takes you like a very roundabout way around this level, and if you just follow that tunnel, you would eventually make your way to a place in the floor where there's like a ladder that'll go down. So if you didn't do any exploring, you'd be able to follow that and get to that spot.
Well, so far the route to the place is okay. Unless you want to go somewhere else, I can have Booker Sebastian Peugeot Jr. III keep looking.
Can he hear us when he is the bird? Do you know,
don't know.
Mademoiselle Jane?
Sure can't. Not unless the bird's in the room. I'm assuming I
is
know that. I probably
unfortunate.
should have checked. Sorry, DM.
My eyes will flicker back to my normal color.
So what would you like to do? So far the route's pretty okay, but I can keep looking further if you like.
I think
So-
we can go as long as if there's any food or water along the way, we could stop and grab those.
So
What
I'm
do
going
we have to be looking
Professor.
for? What?
Sorry, Professor and Jane. I'm just going to reveal like the pathway that you know of to get to like where you could take a ladder to get down to the next floor, because you would be able to describe this, but you haven't looked at anything else on this level. Like you haven't really done a ton of exploring.
Well, if you ordered out food, I don't think many of us thoroughly searched this place. We more or less just got here recently.
Are the creatures to be concerned about? Some things that you maybe encountered as you went through?
Oh, there's quite a many a creature down here.
On this level in particular, you've likely encountered like animated dead, skeletons and zombies and such.
There's a reason I carry so much weaponry.
Not just because it looks cool on you, right?
Well, that's an added bonus.
It looks rather cumbersome.
You look cumbersome.
You can say
He-
that again.
Believe me, he is. Come on, Professor, this way.
Don't pull too hard, it hurts.
I still think it might be best to put him in the jar.
Oh, that is so cruel. You go bing, bing, bing all over the place when you are in the jar.
Not if we put him all the way through to the other jar, and then he can see through his familiar, and if we need him, we pull him back through.
Oh,
He'd be upstairs where it's safe.
you're a smart one, Tommy.
No, I am here to help protect you in this endeavor, and I intend to stay.
But
You know what I
would
think?
you would be only a short distance away.
I think we need to see through the owl's eyes for about another 45 seconds or so, Professor.
Insight check. What I
I
say,
think,
don't
I think
believe
you
it.
automatically passed that one.
I may be old, but mine's still about me, Missy. I know what your scheme is. I will not have it.
So, Helibet, you think we should explore as we go along, looking for food and water?
Only if they think we could find some.
I do
said they
understand that you all
found-
need to eat daily.
If there's a lot of undead here, they wouldn't be carrying any, so we probably wouldn't find any.
But the undead wouldn't have eaten any if there was some around either, so it might still be there for us, no?
It's probably not any good anymore.
I mean, technically, if you think about it, anything can be food. But honestly, I wouldn't stoop that low.
Don't want to
Amen.
think about that, no.
Owl is delicious.
It's not a real owl, you know.
I know.
I know you know,
Well,
but
I will follow the owl down the hallway. I think we should start following your owl.
Okay, I'll go.
I will go
It's
with
not-
you.
Come on, Professor.
Okay.
Careful, doorway.
So,
Nice.
Walking right into it.
are you all marching in and following the owl, or is the owl scouting?
I think the owl was up around the corner already, right?
Yeah.
Al made it
Al
around
was
the
scouting.
corner, and then I said what I said.
I think we should follow, but at a distance.
Okay, so I would like, just because with individuals moving around tokens, like it doesn't necessarily, like if we were end up in an encounter kind of situation, I want to have a good idea of like what your marching order is. So as you can see, these hallways are 10 feet wide, so you could go 2 by 2. You could go single file. How would you like to go about this?
Well,
Um,
Tommy's
I'm
sort
with
of
Murray.
wandering ahead because someone told him to.
Okay, so Tommy's
So-
in the lead.
I'm gonna try and catch up to him and rolling the giant barrel in front of me.
Okay.
I am
the-
trying not to be crushed by the barrel, so maybe I will follow behind.
Yeah.
So we got Jane and Tome Bearer in the front.
I'll be
Saffron
behind.
in like kind of the second rank.
Sure.
Murray is kind of just trying his best. It's a bit dark, but he's trying his best not to run Professor into too many things.
Is dancing light still up?
I have light cast.
Ugh.
So Professor
It's a bit
and
dark.
Murray are kind of in the back there, and then Helibet, are you kind of in the second rank, kind of where Saffron is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good. I have a buddy. You stay by me, okay?
I'm gonna pull out my hat for all this light. So I got it like it's like a stocking cap with a pom pom on the top, but it's also got a bill, so I can shade my eyes from all this ridiculous light y'all are casting. But it's
Okay.
bright orange.
So kind of the way we have it
Jane.
set up right here, is that more or less the marching order that you would like?
Yep.
Okay.
I think Owl will be further ahead. Yeah.
Al would be further ahead, probably about maybe 60 feet.
All right. So can you move that owl, Professor?
Professor cannot move the owl. Nope. I can open its stat block though.
Okay. Let me see. What can I do to unlock the token? What if I do this? I'm going to try just dropping a token and not putting it on the combat tracker. Can you move that?
Can.
Okay. So we don't have to necessarily like move the tokens. You can just kind of use the owl as directing me like where you want to go or what doors you want to open and such, and we can readjust if an encounter kind of thing pops up.
Mhm. All right, would the group want to go left or right?
I'm going to open that door right in front of us.
There is a door. There's a room to explore.
All right. So, Tome Bearer, you open the door.
Oh, as I'm opening it, I will remember that Saffron told me I should stop and listen.
Okay. Like kind of
It's too late.
before. Oh,
No,
too late.
I've
Okay.
opened it.
It's open. All right. Got it. So, you open the door, and the noises that maybe you would have heard if you had listened are become very, very apparent as it opens. But first, you see that there is a mummified human in plate armor holding a. Yes. Okay. Yeah, a mummified human in plate armor holding a halberd stands at attention against the west side of this chamber. Grouped around it are 9 skeletons holding long swords, also at attention. And as light filters into the room, their attention, their rattling bones, all kind of move and gesture towards you. They raise their weapons, and initiative will be rolled.
Ah, I found something.
Oh, but you did not listen first, did you? Surprise!
So, move our tokens up here.
I'm not sure that I would have heard them over the sound of the rolling barrel.
Well, and this is an example of not knowing what is on the other side of the door. A new experience for you.
Yes, I should write that down. Later.
But maybe after. Yeah.
Okay,
He
I
spends
see,
5 rounds
Yeah,
writing.
yeah.
normally I roll all the initiatives, but because we got folks are doing it themselves, go ahead and do that for your character.
Okay.
While they're
We-
rolling, I'll just make a note that I rolled up, and as I hear him like making the various sounds of something's going to kill us, I stand the barrel up outside the door to the room.
Okay.
If anyone
that
needs a
sounds
rapid escape, jump in the barrel.
Uh-huh.
good. Okay. Can you all see the tokens?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Sounds good. So, nobody is necessarily surprised by this. Saffron, you will be up first.
Okay. Am I able to get even into the room? I see there are some people standing in front of the door. Would I be
Mhm.
able to get through
Does
there?
this count as 2 movement going through the friendly,
Okay.
the occupied space? But you can sneak through there.
All right. I'm trying to see where the squares are. I think I will just walk inside, and I will flip my whip at skeleton number 3. So let me find the actions. Here we go. Oh no, I am not having any luck. So I think that is all I can do as a level 1 character.
Sounds good. Next up, it is the professor.
What's going on?
And I'll use my action because apparently it takes an action to go back to your normal eyes.
Oh, I should have warned you about that room.
And that's all I do. That's all I got.
All right. Skeletons are up next. This one here, 5, 10, 15, 20. Kind of comes moving, I wouldn't say charging, but very deliberately moves towards you, Saffron, and takes a swing with its long sword. And it will miss you as Skeleton 2 makes movement across the hall away from that mummified body. 5, 10, 15, 20. Gets to right here. Takes a swing. 23 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
And can I edit this on the fly? No. Okay. You're just, if you can, I don't have these skeletons quite coded correctly, so I'll just tell you how many points you take, and then just manually track that. So this
Okay.
one will hit you for 5 points of damage. Skeleton 3, also near you, takes a swing. 16 will miss. Skeleton 4 moves up to right here. This one has its attention on Tome Bearer and will take a swing. A 17,
Yep, that'll hit.
and it deals 5 points of damage. Skeleton 5, kind of grouping up with the others, wants to get in on the action. 5, 10, 15, 20. Finds an opening over here and takes a swing. 21 to hit. Deals 3 points of damage to Saffron.
All right.
I'm just gonna move. These others just kind of group up, and they're all just kind of waiting for their opening to get into the melee. As we turn to Tome Bearer.
I will reach out and my hand will cycle around, and a needle will protrude from it that I will jab into Saffron and cast Cure Wounds.
Well, that was coded. Thank you.
And then I will just stay there.
Next up, Jane.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay there.
Jane, it is your turn.
All right, I'm going to yell at my friends that you're not maidens. Get out of here. And then I will shoot at Skeleton 4 with my crossbow. That didn't roll. Apparently I did that wrong.
12 will miss.
That's all. I'm going to point with my last movement of. I'm going to point at the jar. Say, maybe we shove them in there. That's it.
Sounds good. Murray, Britt, Jermaine.
Well, I'm gonna say I'll just close the door, and he's going to awkwardly kind of remove Professor's arm and kind of bring out his bow, kind of fiddling with it, trying and kind of drawing it back a bit, unsure, and just lets it go with like a little hop at we'll say Skeleton 1.
That's a hit.
All right. So for sneak attack, I just click the effect and it'll automatically. All right, cool.
Yep, perfect.
All right. Here you go.
And 10 points. Rattles a number of its bones coming off of its frame. It is still standing, but it's looking pretty fragile.
I mean, I guess it's hard to miss there, right there.
No, it was really hard for me to hit one.
Sorry, get out of there, boy. Okay.
And Scott says from the chat that he just checked in to see what Murray was up to. Thanks for the cheer. Helibit, it is your turn.
Who's up here? And he'll cast Sacred Flame on that wounded skeleton number 1.
Okay.
The target must succeed on a dex throw.
Yeah, can you click and drag that onto that one for me? Or either that or target it and hit the button. He makes this. He makes the saving throw.
Oh, I hit the cast button.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, you did it right.
Oh, okay. And he made the saving throw.
Yeah, he
So he
succeeded.
didn't. So he doesn't take any damage then.
Nope.
No.
Okay. I'm going to cast a bonus action of Searing Smite.
And you should be able to add that effect to yourself with the spell too.
All right, so that one, the effect is on you. So the next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon, that effect will pop.
I don't see it having applied an effect though.
Yeah, I don't.
You did
think,
for the save. You have to click the effect, not the save.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
what you-
he clicked.
what-
Okay.
What you need to do, Cliff, is on Searing Smite, there's an effect. Click the effect, and it'll put it
Oh.
on your character.
Cool.
Uh,
There you go.
Do I have to drag it on or?
Nope,
Nope, you
it's
did
there.
it.
Yeah, good.
All right, so we're going back to the top of the order. It is Saffron's turn.
Oh my goodness. Ah, if I stay here, I will continue to be hit by many skeletons. What should I do? Are we fighting?
Just
I
think-
get out of there.
Yeah, I
No.
think I'm gonna
Never
disengage and
fight. Leave.
back out of the room.
Run away!
I'd like to kind of go where the owl is. Can I go under? Like, is the owl
Sure.
flying?
Yeah,
Alright.
you can occupy that same spot.
I'll move
Alright.
the token.
Oh, sorry, I stood on top. Thank you. So I will disengage and step out of the room. Be like, there are just many in there. It is hard to hit.
Do you close
Shut
the
the
door
door.
behind you? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's an action or if I can just pull it shut behind me. But if I can, just pull it shut behind me. But I'm
Yeah,
using my action
can
to
do that.
disengage so I don't get 5 attacks on me.
Yeah.
Good
So you
call.
disengage. You can kind of feel kind of the kind of wind of a bunch of swords kind of swinging as you kind of duck, and as you run by, you grab the door, close it behind you, and you just hear the rattling of the bones. Kind of, they're shuffling. They're kind of scratching at the door. But we'll run through a couple turns here just to see. Professor, is there anything you would like to do on your turn?
I was about to say, we haven't investigated most of these rooms, so I'm not sure what was in there, which is why I didn't open it. I'll hold a damaging spell until something happens. That's it. I'll hold
Okay.
the dead.
So I'll pull us out of initiative right here. You get the sense that the skeletons, they don't have the intelligence to open that door. So as long as it stays closed, you'll be safe from them.
Is there a lock on the door?
There does not seem to be.
Okay.
This more or less. So now that you've seen into a couple of these rooms now, and all of these are essentially tombs. So mechanical locks and things like that. Doesn't seem to be a consideration that the architects built in here.
And which way does the door open?
Probably,
We'll say it moves. It's like a push, pull kind of thing. It's very, very primitive.
Okay.
Into the room.
Hmm.
There was a mummy in the back of the room.
Mummy.
Yes, he was wearing plate armor.
Yeah. Was it
But I couldn't get to it because of all the skeletons in the way.
right? Was it moving? Was it just in there?
It was really hard to see with all these swords that were flying in my face.
Right.
I did not see
definitely.
it move.
Plate armor's really good. I'm not strong enough to wear it. Though.
So,
Good
Yeah,
conversation.
A better cleric.
I I'm sure, my friend, you are a fine cleric.
Never let
Zero.
it turn undead.
Is there a place I have a pigeon, however you feel like pronouncing pigeon, to like shove that in the door that would jam it?
Yeah, you feel like you could probably wedge something like that, and that'll give it a little bit more peace of mind, security, that it would, be more difficult for them to open that door.
You know,
shall
Tombear,
do
you
so.
should write on the door, warning, skeletons inside, so no one else just opens the door and wanders in.
Ah, that is a good idea. I will do that.
The pigeon will probably help too. They'll know we've been in here.
Yep, I'm gonna write on the door that there are skeletons.
Did Dawson or Professor, did you light flame before?
I have dancing lights going up, but that probably went away after I went to control the owl. No.
Does
No
anybody,
flame.
anybody have a torch of any variety?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
So maybe we could melt that pigeon so that it's not something we can just tug out. That'll take too long. Never mind.
Well, and maybe somebody much stronger than us would want to go in and see about the mummy sometime.
I think the
Fair
sign
enough.
will do.
Are you like chiseling something into the stonework, or?
No, I'm writing with ink and a pen.
Oh, okay. It probably doesn't seem like very effective.
No, it's not very big. There's a very small note that says, it's by the handle, it says skeletons do not enter.
It's like a post-it note.
I'm used to writing in books.
Oh, I see. So you're writing on like parchment, and you're like kind of like.
No, I'm
pinning
writing it
there.
on the door, because that's what Saffron said to do. But
Oh,
I'm
okay.
writing it very small, as though I were writing in a book.
I
Oh,
wonder if it
fabulous.
makes it sound like skeletons should not enter. You wrote skeletons do not enter. So
It
now the
says-
skeletons won't enter.
It's
I
a good
think
thing
the word
though.
is don't dead open inside.
Don't dead
I will
open
change it to say,
inside.
warning, there are skeletons inside. Do not open.
But I mean, actually, well, I guess you do. You guys speak. We're able to understand you. I guess. Are there more people that are able to speak the common language and read it around
That's
here?
true. I will write it in 4 different languages.
That might help. That's much
I
better.
think you're being over excessive.
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean,
that's-
You're not
was you?
swung at
I
by
am
the
one.
skeletons.
Listen, if I was one, I would never be here in the first place. But I am. Listen, if I found a room and I wanted to open a door, I guess I wouldn't open the door in the first place either. But if I were the type of person to do it, I would like to know that there were skeletons on the other side. And what if I only spoke primordial?
I
Well,
don't
sir,
I
I
don't-
have just
I
the
don't
thing for
write
you.
primordial.
I kind of like it. It was actually my 3rd language I learned when I was a wee lad.
So you'll have to write that bit then. I'll write it in Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
That'd
That
be
is
nice.
very thoughtful of you.
We should.
Oh.
Wow. We should do
And I
this to all
will-
the. I think this is a really good idea. I think we should do this to every door. Kind of list what's inside a bit. Take
Oh,
our
at the
time.
mummy with the plate mail.
Oh,
The
so
mummy.
also a mummy. But I will make a footnote that the
Can you
mummy
put
did
wait-
not move.
We are not
I'm
sure
just
if
gonna-
it moves
We
or
don't
not.
know. I could not tell.
We
There
are
were
not-
all
we
these
need-
skeletons and the swords flying at me.
I will
just
write a
gonna-
note at the foot of the door. There's an
footnote?
asterisk at the top, and a
Right.
footnote at the bottom that said this author did not see the mummy move.
I'm just gonna walk over to Jane and just say in our own tongue.
Are they really desecrating a tomb?
I was wondering if that would come up.
You
Of
know,
our great and mighty civilization before times, they're just full on just desecrating it.
Professor, this is a really good idea, huh?
You're doing wonderful, Murray.
Great.
You're
Right.
doing
Cool.
fantastic.
Nice.
Right. so
No
if anyone comes
negative
after
Very
us, they should be
precious.
they should read the note and know that there are skeletons inside, and they can handle themselves accordingly.
Right.
It is good to be
These-
prepared.
Do you write Sinusidian?
What?
Our native tongue.
No, that's not
No.
one of the languages.
Cool. We're good then. Nobody will know they desecrated it. They won't be able to read it. For the most part. Well, your people might, I suppose.
I
A couple of the
cannot
maidens, but
read
not
all
many.
languages.
But the Sinusidians, who are going to be crabby about the note, will be less likely to be crabby about a note if it wasn't written in their
Is this-
language.
Is this disrespectful?
You're doing wonderful, Tommy. You're doing wonderful.
He's being helpful to let people know about the skeletons ahead of time.
I just raised my eyebrows at you. Meh.
He's
I do
not
not
saying they're
understand.
stupid skeletons or saying bad things about the skeletons. Just they exist.
Yeah, we would hate to be rude to the skeletons, that's for sure.
I am an impartial narrator.
Yes.
DM, would Professor recognize who this kind of burial was reserved for? The one that's full on mummification and armor? What kind of station they would hold?
Yeah, give me a history check.
Where is it? History.
You're not exactly sure. This you only got like a real brief glimpse into the room. And in fact, I'm not even sure if your character saw the mummy. But based on the descriptions that they gave you, it's not lining up with any notable historical figures that you're familiar with.
Okay.
Well, shall we continue further now that your warning has been thoroughly written?
Yes, I see another door that we'll need to explore.
And
Are we
right
going
on.
to listen at the door this time, Tonebearer? We listen first?
I'm worried that this is a trick question.
No, I am trying to teach you.
Yes.
You are learning marvelously.
Go ahead and give me a perception check as you navigate over to that door.
Is there a fancy way to scroll sideways on this map other than that gold button on the bottom?
It's the only way that I know of.
Ugh.
That's
You
all I
can
got.
zoom out very far and then zoom in on the spot you want to look, and hopefully you'll get there. Other than that, it's pretty much the
The
compass.
first time I played, that's how I did it. Because I had no idea about that gold button.
I want to say with an 11, you can definitely hear like movement in the room, but you're having a hard time identifying like what could be what the source could be.
Right. I've followed instructions, so now I'll open the door.
Of course you would, Tommy.
So, Tone Bear's up here. Jane. Oh, come on. No. I've had this situation happen before where I pick up a token and then I can't like put it down. Okay, there it is. Helibet is up there, and Murray. Okay.
Great, Jimmy.
I have rolled
Right,
the
Jimmy.
barrel to the door again.
So,
Right.
looking into this room, it's mostly empty, but there is an oddly shaped mound in the southwest corner. It appears to be like bits of burlap sack, pieces of wood that likely was furniture at one point, just a mess. And from it are these faint squeaking noises. They're a little bit more apparent now that the door is open.
Can
You
I
kinda
do a
see-
check? Do I?
Yeah, why don't you give me a perception check for your like vision? See if you can see anything.
Oh, I'm super good at perception. I'm not. I also apparently don't know how to drag a die. Nope. I don't know how to roll it.
Just
It won't let me
double-click on
roll.
the
Drop
number.
it in the box chat, like the chat where you see the chat.
I found it.
Double-click
Double
it.
clicking on the
Yeah.
number was the kick.
You see a couple of very naked looking like tails rat tails that kind of are sticking out once in a while. But you also notice, so you're getting the sense that this is very clearly like some kind of a rat nest. But with your perception check, you're seeing kind of the glint of what appear to be some pieces of like jewelry or gemstones that kind of glisten in the light that's coming in from the doorway. And so it's likely some of the contents of this old furniture that they've mashed together here into a nest. So that is what you see.
I would like to get out my mace and hunt dinner.
Ah, I was going to close the door and write on it "Dirty Mound."
Dinner's in there. There's some rats in there. Let's go get some.
Dinner's it? What's it? What is it? Oh, ooh, rats. I love
Yeah,
rats.
they're rats.
So Jane, you're moving forward and you're gonna go smack a rat.
That's the goal. Smack a
Okay.
rat.
So as you
my
move
hopper.
into the room, the rats are pretty well concealed. But I'll let you take a swing at disadvantage to see if you can kind of like, catch one out by surprise and smack it as a first turn and a surprise round before we hit
Wait.
initiative.
Did you give me a maul? I thought I had a mace.
Oh, it's supposed to be a mace.
Nah, it's fine. I'll use them all. It's all right.
Okay.
It's even
Whatever's
better.
on there.
Well, you
It's
might
fine.
want the mace though, because if you got the crossbow expert thing, you could have the mace and then the.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
So let me switch that out for you.
Okay.
I was thinking it was better for the whack-a-mole theme that you've been going
Yeah,
with, but
I was.
you know.
I thought I had a mace. I don't know why I thought it.
Jane.
Yeah, that was my bad. I'm looking at the thing I sent you, and I think it does say maul. Sorry.
All right, mace is there and equipped.
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
Wonderful.
There you go.
Okay,
Bingo.
but it
Bench.
is at
It's
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
So
no.
just do the same thing again.
Is that at a 20? Here we go.
You can do it.
Big money, no one else.
Yeah.
But you're still
Congrats.
gonna hit. You're still gonna hit. So go ahead and roll me some damage and
Oh, dinner.
Rat can't have much.
Go.
A swarm of rats came.
5 points. Okay.
I'll feed an owl very nicely.
Not a real owl.
He
Professor.
still likes the idea though.
Yeah.
All right.
When was the last time you had fresh bird, right, Professor?
Right.
So we'll say it says diseased rat 2 is the one that you smacked.
Jesus rat too. Really
that
good
doesn't
eats.
sound like
Oh, really?
dinner.
This thing is really good.
Oh,
Looks good too.
nice.
Not
Oh,
bad at
it's
all.
Wonderful.
Make a nice stew with it.
Those
And
look
we'll
very
hit
large for rats.
Initiative. They are giant rats.
Jesus rat too.
Oh yeah.
Professor.
Wait, why am I first? Oh,
Go get him.
okay. I guess I'll help out. Oh, you seem to be having quite a wonderful time in there. Pull out my tiny bell and go ding dong, and I'll toll the dead.
All right.
Where is it? There you are. Ah,
It fails.
necrotic damage.
Ooh, and a big one because it's already
And-
hurt.
As the bells toll, the thing was about to leap out and lunge at Jane, and it just frozen and kind of drops midair onto its side.
You get to save the meat this way.
I pick it up by the tail if I'm allowed to. Tuck it in my belt.
That's it for the professor.
A familiar doing anything?
Sure, the familiar flying just above the diseased rat 1 and just mess with it, giving the next person who attacks it an advantage. So it's taking the help action.
All right. Tome Bearer, it is your turn.
Okay. I'll walk inside and extend my left hand and run a a jolt of electricity through it, and I will shocking grasp at advantage. Oh, I didn't target.
So net 12.
Yep.
12 just hits.
Okay. With 1 point of damage, but no reactions. So then I'll step back.
Did it have? I mean, I don't know if it makes a difference with crits, but would it have an advantage on it?
He did.
It did.
I did roll with advantage.
Ah, okay.
Next up is anything else, Tome Bearer?
I just moved back, and it doesn't have reactions for this turn, so it can't do anything about that.
Okay, Jane, it is your turn.
Yeah, it is. Bop him again. How do I do the fancy
Bop
thing? Where exactly? I twist it. Bop it.
So if you control click on your target, it'll target it within the game.
Control click.
And then if you click on your attack,
There it is.
it'll apply it straight to that target.
I don't know if I did that. I rolled a die. I don't know what it did. It did not do what
I didn't see anything wrong.
I didn't see it.
All
There
right.
it is.
There's something.
Ooh, that one will miss.
Well,
But-
pity.
You got
Yeah.
your.
Oh,
you
is it
got-
still got advantage because of the owl?
It's only a one-time help.
Ah,
It's like equal to the help action.
But you took the crossbow expert feat,
Oh,
so you
yeah.
could, as a bonus action, take a shot at it if you'd like.
I think I have to dagger at it because everything
Or-
else
or
I have
that-
is two-handed.
That'll work too. Are you Are you using your shield? I guess that's a question. I'm remembering now you have a shield.
I do have a shield,
Oh, okay.
but it's not equipped apparently. And I probably would not have pulled my but whatever. I'll find it and I'll equip it.
Okay.
Shield
Sounds
equipped.
good.
I don't know if I can fight with a shield. Does it show up in my weapons? No. So how do I?
I think you have a thing for bashing with a shield. Sorry, for some
Yep,
reason
you have
I
to take
knew
a thing
that,
for that.
I knew that you had the crossbow expert
There's a
feat,
thing.
so I wasn't sure if you had the crossbow in your other hand.
Well, it's a two-handed crossbow, but I have two-handed, or I have two-weapon fighting, so I could dagger and mace. I assumed I had
yeah.
is what I was thinking.
Gotcha.
So I hit it with the dagger.
Okay.
So-
Roll me a D4. Okay.
Oh yeah, dinner's almost served.
Right.
This side of sepsis.
All right. So it's still up, and we turn to Saffron.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I am going to use my whip, which is a ranged weapon, and flip my whip at it.
All right, you hit.
So this time I am able to hit something. That is very satisfying.
Wraps around its neck. You kind of yank back, and it cracks its neck, and it falls and is dead on the floor.
Can I drop the dead rat at the feet of Jane so she has her dinner right in front of her?
Sure.
Nice, you twisted it.
Twist it.
And then I will stay there.
All right, the rats start to scurry out from underneath all this this junk that they've made their home. The first one kind of leaps out, tries to bite at your ankle, Jane, but a 15 will not do it. Giant rat 4 scurries out here. 5, 10, 15. It's going to try to lunge at Saffron. A 22 to hit.
It'll hit. I mean, I have a decent armor class, but oh my god.
4 points and a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, and you rolled it. Okay.
And let's see.
No.
You have contracted a little something nasty from its very dirty, blackened teeth
Ew.
as they bite into your flesh.
Ew. I just really like that.
You don't, you know, with time, you're going to feel a little ill from this. But we'll leave that where it is for now. As we
All
turn
right.
to one of the other two rats, one scurries out here. It does have pack tactics, so it's going to make this attack at advantage, while the other one's, you're kind of, Jane, you're trying to like skirt this other one, then another, the opposite one kind of comes, you can't protect both ankles. It's going to get a little something on that one, and a 23 will hit.
Oh,
Jeez, I know,
Jeez.
right?
They don't man, they're not messing around.
3
Yowza.
points, and a con saving throw, which you succeed.
does it take my points off automatically, or do I need to?
It did on that one, yeah.
Okay.
And then this last one will take a bite at Saffron. But that one will miss. And then we turn it over to Murray.
Right, Jimmy. I am going to go ahead and heh. And as he's moving, he's going heh. Bring out his bow. Look at the rats. Is it pretty obvious that they're not the tasty kind?
It's fairly obvious, yes.
Let's not eat those. I would hate to get bit by those.
Big patches of
careful.
fur, bald
Careful.
patches, and sores.
He's gonna do another awkward pullback. Kind of shake his arm as he. All right, and we're going to go after this guy. Did that hit at all? I don't
No.
think it did.
Not-
It's a two.
Not so much.
Ow! He's gonna keep on rolling. Move it right here, and that'll be the end of his turn.
All right, Helibet.
I'll move. I don't know. Can I get up to the rat? I think so.
5, 10.
Yeah. If you're standing right there, you've got range on it.
All right. He'll attack it with the warhammer then.
That'll hit. And 7 points is enough to take that one out.
That was a lucky shot.
No, you did a very good job. Don't put yourself down.
You're
That was
fine,
an
he says from.
excellent
He
hits.
just assumes he's.
My
You're
other-
fine. He did great. And yeah, Murray can't see it, but I'm sure he's gonna say it anyway.
Anything else, Helibet?
I think that'll be all for now.
All right, back to the top. Professor, it is your turn.
Oh, seeing all these lovely youngsters use their weapons fills me with joy. I think I'll get into martial combat as the wizard. And I will move here, and I will draw my dagger and strike. But before I do, I'm going to have my owl help me, give me advantage, because familiar.
I'll
Sounds
cast
good.
Green Flame Blade.
Ha-ha! Avast ye, you foul beast! Stab!
Oh.
Okay, that's it.
It was a very good try, Professor.
Stick to
Oh,
the
Great
it's
book.
the
job,
arthritis.
Professor.
It's the arthritis, I'm telling you. That's all he
Hey.
has.
Hey, Shady Bonsai, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, you don't have any EXP because we had too much fun on Wednesday night. Tome Bearer, it is your turn.
All right, I will move over and shocking grasp that that one there. Discharge electricity at it.
That's a hit. And 5 points of damage.
And then step back.
And
That's it
then
for
we
me.
turn to Jane.
Okay, so I think I must have at some point sheathed my dagger because I realized I equipped my shield, so that was what made my IC higher. So I'm gonna hit it with my mace and then unarmed strike, I guess. I don't see how to roll that, but that'll be my plan.
You're not a monk, so I don't think you can do that as a bonus action.
But no, it wouldn't be a bonus, it'd be my second hit. Because it's 2-weapon fighting. Like it'd be like throwing a punch.
Because you're not a monk, your hand isn't considered a weapon.
What? Alright.
I
Go
know
try to
how
punch
it
it though.
feels.
Definitely try to punch it though. Still.
I know, like I don't know what I would. How do you carry a shield and hit it with a shield then?
There's
You'd
a
have to have
special
a
feat that
special-
some warriors have.
You have to
Go
beat for it,
Shield
yeah.
Master.
Well, I have protection. Alright.
Always use
Definitely
protection.
try though.
Someone,
Definitely try.
someone out east
Right?
used to
If
say
you
that.
wanna
Or out west.
try-
I
Whatever
knew
you
another
want.
paladin who was very informed on that.
You need protection against these dirty rats.
You dirty rat.
Damn.
You don't want to catch their diseases.
Alright,
So-
well.
The 6
That's it.
will miss. We turn to Saffron.
Okay, so the one that got shocked, I noticed it didn't bite at my friend. I'm going to step back and do my whip at the one that is hurt. So let's see.
That'll hit.
Oh, goodness.
And that is enough to bring that one down.
And then I will stay where I am. And look at the beady eyes.
You're doing a fine job of preserving this very tainted meat.
All right, first one is going to try a bite on Jane. A 17 will miss.
Ooh.
You apparently maybe use that shield somehow to
Yeah, I did.
just swat it away, keep it away from the ankles. The other one coming up from the other side. And you manage to kind of maybe sweep and protect both ankles.
I'm very dexterous.
As we move to Murray.
Brett Jermaine. Murray Brett Jermaine is he's
Missed
holding
on
he's holding
Brickle.
right. He's breathing heavy, leaning up against it, and like even though there's nothing coming at him at all, he's gonna turn real quickly with his bow and give a shot to the rat. 3 with a shot. He's gonna and shoot
Oh,
biscuits, and then he's gonna move and roll over back here and kind of
you can't. There's a giant pot there.
put the pot there. Damn it! Ouch! I rolled back this way. I didn't see it. It's dark
Move
out
to the
here.
other side.
What the hell? That
I'm
takes
inside.
time.
That'll be safe.
Yeah, you can
Ow.
do that.
Yeah, he stubbed his toe.
You should just hide in the pot every turn. Just jump in, jump back out.
Go upstairs.
Yeah, go somewhere else. See you later. Then we're gonna have to roll for encounters, and I don't want to do that.
Halibut, it is your turn.
All right, Hellbet will move up and try to bop another rat with his warhammer.
How do you feel?
How do I feel? I feel down.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, bother.
Anything else, Halibut?
Don't mind me.
Let's see. Is anybody in need of healing?
Not particularly.
No, I am just a little wounded.
Me too.
Same.
Okay, we'll just pass on that for now then.
Professor.
Go for the eyes, Booker Sebastian Prosciutto Jr. the Third, and Green Flame Blade.
Again, with advantage because familiar is my help.
Does Green Flame Blade do anything with one target?
You have to make a spell attack, and then you stab it.
But
and
the
then
extra
flame-
damage only applies to the second target.
I know.
So it doesn't do anything with a single target.
No, you stab it, and then the flame hops from that target to kill them.
But it has to hit another target within 5 feet of you.
5 feet of the target you're stabbing.
Is it? Okay.
Different creature of your choice you can see within 5 feet of it. So
Oh, man.
trust.
I've been
that's
reading that
why-
wrong for ages.
That's why I'm really excited to have this spell.
Yeah.
Stab.
It's way more useful than I ever thought it was. And
All
I
right,
like
23 hits.
Ah,
All right, and then your extra damage onto the other one.
4 points of fire. No save. It just happens.
All right, little spark of green jumps over and hits the other one as well.
And
Nicely
that's
done.
it.
All right,
Man,
Tome
I've
Bear.
always done that spell wrong.
See, you
Great
are
spell.
learning many things tonight, aren't you?
Not Tome Bear is. I'll come around and shocking grasp this one. Pretty sure I haven't been reading that one wrong.
That one.
you go.
It would seem you've read it correctly as it takes down this rat. One left to go.
Nice.
And then I'll get out of the way.
Goodbye.
All right, Jane.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Ooh, that's a
There
hit.
we go.
6
Ooh, it gave
points
me
of
the
damage. How would you like to finish it?
I bop it, and then I twist it,
Twist it.
and then I pull it,
Pull
You
it.
pull it.
and then I smack it on
Smack
the
it.
ground. I grab it by the tail and I smack it.
Smack it.
Splat. Its diseased brains leave a
Oh,
pretty
my
permanent
robes!
stain along the flagstone here.
I tie them all to my belt by their tails for dinner later.
I was wondering, can I use my paladin powers to lay on hands and remove this disease for myself?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. I will use all 5. There they go.
Good use of it.
Yes, I don't want to have the disease.
The mysterious disease.
Mm-mm.
We'll start calling you Saf Rat.
So I did listen at that door, and I heard the sounds, and I opened the door, and I saw the tails.
So next time you hear these sounds, maybe you should think, do I open the door or do I wait and have a plan for when I open the door?
Do I only open the door if I know what the sounds are, and therefore I know what's on the other side of the door? Or do I open the door if I hear sounds and I don't know what they are?
Well,
Maybe
it
you
also
open the door
depends when you-
slowly. Oh, sorry,
sometimes
what
when
was
you
that?
know what that is, you don't want to open it.
Exactly. Because what if we heard the skeletons again? Would you open the door?
This is another trick question.
I'm gonna
Probably
dig
not,
around.
right?
Yes? No. No, I would
Has
not.
anyone
No,
seen
no, you would not.
Murray?
Yeah. Hello. Good. Hi. Yeah, I was here. How you doing?
Oh,
Murray, Brett,
there
Jermaine,
you are.
please. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, hello up there.
Oh, hi. Hello. I gotta look at. I didn't mind rats, but I definitely might not eat those per se. They look a bit off.
Yeah. Beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's making a very good point. When that one bit me before, I felt very ill. Something came over me. And if I was not such a
it?
devout paladin, I think I
Oh,
would be
wow.
very sick.
Aren't you fancy?
Which is a good thing that
Need
we
to cook them very,
we
very.
Magi don't have to worry about such diseases. We can just make our food.
I don't eat.
You
You
win.
don't?
Yeah, she's in there.
Hold on. Please tell me more about your anatomy. I'm
I'm
really
gonna-
interested.
Dig into this pile of junk while he explains his anatomy.
Jade, you leave that conversation at the door. You find 4 pieces of alexandrite gemstones, very finely cut, and there's a mixture of coins here, about 500 or so gold pieces. So, a little bit of trouble taking care of these rats, but a little bit of reward at the end of it. So that's all on the party sheet. We'll be able to divvy that up at the end of the session.
Alexandrites are pretty.
Well, you see, anatomy comes from the root words ana and tomia to mean up and cutting. As I've never been cut up, I don't know anything about my anatomy.
I like you.
Excellent. This is quite wonderful information.
And he's just writing out every word you say.
Hey, what's tell me, did you notice
Yes.
that door right there?
Yes, I listened.
Yeah, and
I think it's a hallway.
what do hallways sound like, Tommy?
Very little.
Fairly silent on the other side of this door, indeed.
I'll open it.
It opens up, and surprise, it is a hallway.
Would you run
Wow,
around the outside?
that's amazing,
I'm
Tommy.
going to go out the other door and run around the outside so I can say hello as he opens the
Well,
door.
it seems to make a lot of sense based on what we saw up above. There was a hallway that went this way.
You were right.
I go back out the door we came in and grab my barrel
Bit
and roll
lost.
it around the corner.
Mr. Brett Jermaine Murray.
Murray Brett Jermaine, yes?
Yeah.
Professor.
Would
I
you
didn't
mind
hear.
if-
Go ahead.
Sorry, my apologies, Mr.
Nah.
Murray Brett Jermaine.
Yeah,
Would you mind
Go
if
ahead.
you lend me an arm?
yeah, go ahead. I'll carry you around again, I guess. It's very
you.
nice. You know,
And that, switch back to the owl.
okay. All right. Careful. Another doorway. Sorry. Watch it. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Why you keep doing this?
Excuse
It's a
you.
straight hallway.
So
You know,
y'all
this
are
isn't the first time I've walked like this. You know, I know how these hallways work.
which direction in this hallway would you like to navigate?
We know to go south, right?
Yeah, if the goal is to get to the 5th tier, that would be a way that you could go to get there.
Which way would I go to take them to Pandora?
Back up. You jump into that jar and go back
Exactly.
up.
All right.
Ah, I see a door.
What have we learned
time
about
to put my
doors?
lessons to the test.
Somebody else should listen.
All right.
Do
So
you want to
listen.
listen, Halibut?
Probably wouldn't be good for me either.
Jeez,
right.
Halibut. Everything is fine. You'll
Why
be
don't you
fine.
give it
can
a
listen.
try?
Your ears
Yes.
work.
So
You can hear
so
us.
time
It's okay.
time out. Something is happening.
Oh,
No.
So
Uh-oh.
as you move forward and you are progressing towards that door, Tome Bearer, you feel the ground underneath you sink as you have stepped on some kind of a trigger point, a button, a mechanism, and from behind you all, you hear a loud thud as you see in that alcove to the north, a large rolling ball is coming
Oh,
down the tunnel
no.
at you.
What's that
So-
noise?
We will roll initiative right here.
How large?
What's that
Um,
noise?
let me show you a picture.
Large enough.
I'm just
Murray, I heard a thought. Should I be
Do
concerned?
my hold it up to the camera.
Oh, it's super
deal.
intense. Oh,
Oh
okay.
no!
Wow.
So,
Alright.
Indiana Jones style
Uh-huh.
ball rolling down the hallway. So I'm just gonna hit roll all initiatives here real quick, and let's see what we're doing. Tome Bearer, what would you like to do?
Right, there's a giant ball rolling at us. I'm not going to listen at the door right now. I will move. I need to measure this.
Reminder, because we don't have a
Wow.
token for it. I do have a giant barrel in front of me.
Sure do.
Okay,
Just a reminder.
Oh, I will hold my action to help you carry it.
You can
Oh,
hold it to
gosh.
do that, but that's not my plan.
This is gonna turn out well.
all right. Hell of it.
Can I judge, being that I'm a dwarf and move a little slower than the normal person? Am I going to be able to outrun this big ball that I see?
You don't know, but you have not seen it move. Like this is the moment it has just dropped, and you can sense it's gonna start rolling. But like this is the moment where, shit, what do you do, right? So you don't know.
Being that it's a trap and I figure it's likely to catch up to me, I'm gonna run and cast caution to the wind and run through that nearest doorway.
Okay, the one that we were about to start listening to.
Yep.
All right. You open the door, and on the other side, you see a sarcophagus that rests on a dais in the center of the room. The dais is 10 feet on a side, and from each corner of it rises a slender 6-foot tall column. The tops of the columns meet at the corners of an arched dome above the sarcophagus. On the dais at each end of the sarcophagus is a brass jar from which flames dance, throwing flickering illumination throughout the chamber. Finally, the walls of this room are painted with scenes, apparently from the life of a noble woman from the past. So that is just like kind of your quick assessment as you're opening the door. That is what you see. There is another door to the north in this chamber. All right. So, using your movement, did you dash to get in there?
I don't think it was far enough. I don't think I had to dash to get in
Okay.
there.
So, still have an action left. Anything you want to potentially do?
I'm just going to ready my warhammer just in case any danger shows up.
Professor.
So I'm a bird. What's that, Murray?
That seems
what's
handy.
What's that noise? And I'll snap my fingers and unsummon my bird and like, oh shit. And I will run into the room where the rat was.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I will just stay there.
Saffron.
I will say, excusez-moi, and I will go stand by the professor, waiting for the ball to roll past the door.
Murray.
Oh God! Move! 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 Excuse me. And then I close the
Sure,
door
you can
behind me if I
step
can.
right over me.
Yeah. Excuse me, sorry. Close the door. Close it.
The boulder comes rolling.
Wait, do I not get a turn?
Uh-oh.
You rolled a 4 on initiative.
Oh
Oh.
no!
Boulder is
Boulder
fast.
goes on a
Boulder
5.
Oh no!
Don't you hate it when the boulder gets a
Uh,
higher initiative than you?
It's a very dexterous boulder.
Yeah, it
Don't feel
is.
bad.
And is
No!
feet away.
Oh, look at that smile.
Does it look like
Jane.
Jabba the Hutt?
It
Smile
looks
on Alex.
angry.
It's like if
No.
Jabba was a rock person.
Yeah, I just use a
Uh.
Gale Dur token to represent our boulder. It is
Because it's
boulder.
bowling, bowling,
Perfect.
bowling.
Okay,
It is bowling,
good.
bowling.
Bowling, bowling.
Jane, it is your turn.
I am since I see that Tommy has turned around to help me carry. I'm gonna carry the jar. I tried to move the map instead of me.
I'm
the jar.
gonna motion my head toward that door.
Yeah, I carried the jar and him into
Very politely.
Yeah.
help me follow in here.
So,
And we're gonna both
For-
jump in there.
for the awkwardness of moving the jar quick enough to get yourselves to safety and get the jar into the room before this thing comes rolling past,
Uh-huh.
a DC 10 strength athletics check at advantage
Oh, an advantage.
from Tome Bearer's help.
Could do it.
Thanks. Athletics, you said?
Yes.
Alrighty.
As she starts
Oh,
moving
no
it,
problem.
I just like grab onto it and fall.
Okay. Yeah. The two of you manage to bring it in.
We just tip over into the room.
Fractions of seconds as it goes, rumbling by, and eventually you hear a big crash as it smacks into a wall some distance to the south.
Do we hear an owl screech as it
Yeah,
goes over the owl?
right.
Luckily for you, I had summoned the owl.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
That was
that was
nuts.
part of your action
that was my
there. Yeah.
action. I ain't leaving behind Booker Sebastian Bashir in the third for anything.
So, very good. Now we were mere 5 feet from a goodbye Jane
Wash.
situation.
Guess we know who we're picking. What side are we going with?
If you weren't in the front rank, that would have been bad. So,
Yikes.
what would you all like to do? I'm gonna maybe focus our attention on the characters here that have just jumped into this room where the sarcophagus is.
Why?
We should
I-
leave.
Oh, service room.
We should
That was
leave
bracing.
while we still can.
Ah, there's a door to listen to.
I think we should leave while we still can.
Too late.
Tome Bearer, it is silent on the other side of that door.
I don't know what to do when I don't hear anything.
We leave.
Saffron said if I hear something, I should think about what to do, but I don't hear anything at all.
In which case, you shouldn't think about doing anything. You should, in fact, leave.
Okay.
I walk out the door with my barrel.
Hell of it.
I leave too.
Well, before you do, as you're moving out the door, you notice that inside there's a little niche that was built into one of these pillars. And it looks like there's like an object that has been stuck inside that niche, like a scroll case.
Here.
What was that? I didn't catch that.
I said, "Oh dear, that's just." I know that no good can come from me taking that.
And yet.
From taking what?
Oh no.
Are you leaving it?
I will tell the others about that, but caution them from taking it.
Do I listen to it?
To the scroll.
I don't know. I've never been in this situation.
When there's a tomb that's still in flames, I recommend leaving.
Flames?
See the flames? Didn't you say there were flames?
Yeah, there's like what it basically probably looks to you like a continual flame spell at each corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
We leave the dead to their death.
Well,
Probably
yes,
the
that makes
eternal
sense.
spell that there's left down there.
I can't do anything about them being dead.
Mm-hmm. I breathe a very audible sigh of relief that he did not pick up a scroll.
All right.
I shout back to the others that they should be showing up. Let's go!
We are acting up.
Nice.
And that's why I decided that I didn't need them. They needed me, and if they didn't think that they did need me, there was no reason for me to be here with them in the first place. So I left them, okay?
I understand completely. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But
I
what
think
was
you-
that
you
part
made the
about your
right
mother being
decision.
involved?
Well, she didn't. She always liked them better. She said that I did. She always when I was young, they always had me want to play an instrument, right? And they gave me a pan flute, and I didn't have any up in the mountains. The altitude isn't the same as it is down here, so I tried the pan flute, and it was a bit harder to blow up there. I guess maybe I have. They said something about an asthma. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Asthma. One of the healers said I had asthma, and apparently I have weak lungs. And either way, every time they came to visit, my mom would give them my food, and I had to wait for them to finish eating before I could join the rest of the people at the table.
Oh, that is so sad. You
Yes.
poor boy.
Thank you.
And I will awkwardly hug your leg because I can't really reach up high enough. But I will
Thank you
very
so much.
consolingly.
It
These
wasn't
are-
me. I thought it was me.
These are
No, you are wonderful. You just let all
Very-
of that bounce off of you, okay?
Okay, I'll try.
very interesting stories I'm hearing. But remind me, what was the name of your two other compatriots from before?
What is this? What is this? 20? What is this? 20
Well,
sides to questions? You know.
I mean, I'm a scholar. It's kind of my thing.
It is traumatic, can't you tell? You don't
Yeah,
ask
I
those
don't want
prying
to talk.
questions
Every
of
time I
someone.
think of their names, it hurts.
Right. Okay.
I think Jane is giving us the bird again. I think we are meant to go catch up with her.
Cool. I need it too. All right. He's going to go and kind of wipe his eyes a bit. All right. Let's go.
That's right. You
Aw.
show them. Someday they will be
Mm.
very proud of you. And we
That's-
regret what they did.
Real
You-
peculiar. Last time I was down here, there wasn't any stones rolling this way.
So you continue heading to the south there. Tome Bearer, maybe you're peeking around the corner. It looks like a dead end down to that corridor that extends out to the west. But further to the south, you see another stone door further on. And then at the very furthest here, at the corner, the shattered remains of that boulder that hit the wall and kind of broke apart on impact.
Well, I'm glad we weren't under that.
Oh, that
That
would have
would
been
be-
terrible.
Quite.
Everyone up ahead will know we're here now.
Well, I'm going to go
Thankful.
listen at that door.
You realize we're in a tomb, right? Not a lot of people.
Mostly corpses at this point. Long past since their
Skeletons and
time.
mummies.
So with a 7, you don't pick up anything perceptible on the other side of this door.
Ah, well, I'll just move on.
Oh, you have learned a new skill.
Yes, Jane says if I don't hear anything, I leave.
Can I do a divine sense outside the door to see if I sense any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet? Well, they're not behind total cover. The door would be total cover, huh? Never mind,
Yeah,
that
it
doesn't
would
really
be,
work.
yep.
Yeah. I didn't quite read my whole thing. I won't do that.
If it's any consolation, you would sense that my owl's a celestial.
That is a consolation. I thank you very much. That makes me feel so much better.
All right, so your party moves on from this door past the rubble and around the corner, it looks like.
Yep.
I'm gonna look at the boulder. Anything interesting about it? Is it a nice boulder?
I mean, it was crafted very specifically to be smooth on the outside so that it would be able to pick up the momentum that it did. But there's no piñata effect to this boulder. No goodies on the inside after it has broken.
It's just clearly crafted.
Yes.
Not like a mud ball. It's a rock that's been chiseled.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Would you like me to resun the owl?
You know what is really strange? It seems as though we are walking around in the hall, but there's, from my understanding, no way into this area. Doesn't it seem like we're walking around something? But there's no way inside.
This does not look familiar.
Well, it's a tomb, and like at one point, maybe there's buried people and blocked in, like the bad ones, so that they wouldn't have a chance to escape. No doors. Or the super poor ones. Just buried them, blocked it up.
Yeah, I
No
mean,
need
it's
to go in there.
typical common practice that if someone's more of a higher stature, their room is completely sealed off from the rest. Typically, there
Professor,
might be some sort of markings or any sort
was
of thing
going-
like that.
I was going the other way.
So you think that if they're poor enough, then the family members can't visit them because they didn't pay enough for it? It's like a
Oh,
penalty.
doors cost extra.
so
Well,
at this juncture, I would like to get a skill check from Professor and Jane, please.
That's
Sure.
fair. What do you
What
want?
skill?
History?
I would like either history or religion.
I'll do this from a historical standpoint. Oh, this really is
Okay.
confusing me, though.
So I'm gonna just say this, and I trust my people here as role players. This is information I'm telling Jane directly. Jane, this tomb this would be the level where King Alexander and Queen Zenobia would be interned. And when Pandora gave you your directive that she wanted these people here to meet with her, there's something there. There's something that is buried with them that she feels will be helpful to fighting Zargon. And yet, not really sure how to access the tomb. It has not
Got
been
it.
found where their bodies are.
Got it. All right, I'm gonna make a mental note of my location to take back to Pandora and continue with my previous thought out loud. I'm pretty sure it's the poor people that they'd bury in without a door. It's just burying them all together. There's no treasure with them, so they don't need a door. It's
That
just all
doesn't make sense.
Bit
Because leaving
unpleasant.
stone out would be less expensive.
doors are more expensive than stones.
Yes, so.
But leaving
then-
an opening would be less expensive than closing it.
Maybe some of the poor people were that rat pile that we fought. They just all piled on top of each other.
Do your people ritualistically bury rats?
No, but the rat. I don't know.
No, we don't ritualistically bury rats. We don't even ritualistically eat rats. We just eat rats. But also,
She's right, you know.
Is it the food that you promised with some tasty rats?
No, we have more baked goods in a sorts.
Not you, Professor.
well,
Jane, do
I
you
mean,
eat
if-
more rats?
well, even if we don't eat the meat from the rat, we can always make some bone meal and then make some really good soup from the bones. You know.
It does seem tasty. Sorry, I'm getting a bit hungry. Sorry.
There's a door over here.
Oh, go ahead, check it out.
As we're walking, I'm gonna drag my hand along the wall of the interior wall just to see if I can find anything.
On the wall, like where your token is, like your left
No,
hand.
the one over here. Sorry.
Okay, right hand.
My
like
right hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. And a perception check from Tome Bearer. On the other side of this door, you hear the shuffling of feet and kind of a low groaning sound from several figures.
Ah, there are people inside that have eaten poorly.
You can tell so much from the sound.
It's the sound that people made in the library when their stomachs were upset and they asked me where the bathroom was.
Oh boy.
This happened.
Sound like skeletons and mummies.
It's kind of the sound that Murray Brett Germain was making not
What
long
was
ago.
that?
He
Oh.
says there are sounds coming from the doorway that sound like someone who has eaten poorly. Or like you, apparently.
Glitter water. I'm telling you, do not drink it. Do you think? No. But you sure? What?
That's what it sounds like.
Probably zombies.
So what do you think, Halibut? Do we open the door and fight them?
I wouldn't.
Hmm.
That's not very telling because so far I've learned that you wouldn't do many things.
Everything turns out bad.
There you go.
What about doing nothing? Does that turn out bad too? What if by doing nothing, what if it causes more problems down the road?
It probably will.
As they're talking in the hallway, I'm gonna make a quick walk up and down here to
Okay.
to just do a quick
So-
review of this wall.
Yeah. You discover that this is a hallway that connects there, but this other one, a doorway at the end of it. Stone door.
Oh, stone. All the rest of them have been wood, right?
A couple of them have been. Most of them have been. It's like the same style stone, kind of nondescript stone, push kind of thing.
Got it. But is that the way that I would normally? Which way would I have normally gone to the temple?
You would have continued to follow the hallway,
Yeah, the path
all the way
there.
around the perimeter, basically, of this map.
Okay.
The perimeter
Okay.
of the pyramid.
Okay. And I don't feel anything on the wall.
No.
I am most curious. Is anyone very sneaky? They could open the door just a little bit and peek inside, see what might be inside.
Good enough.
I mean, out of character, he's sneaky, but in character, he's like, I don't think anyone that fits that description.
Hmm.
I could open the door very quickly and close it very quickly.
Will you be able to see?
Well, My good
Yes?
giantkin friends, I've seen you walk with the grace of 1,000 elves.
How do you-
1,000
how-
A
elves isn't very
thousand
sneaky.
elves would be
Isn't that,
very
that
loud.
sounds very loudly, unless they're levitating. I don't think so.
It's
know,
an,
Tom Barrett,
it's an
you can-
expression we have down here. The more of them, the
Is it?
better.
Jane, have you heard that expression before? That you're as quiet as 1,000 elves?
No.
I
But
didn't think
Well,
so.
they're more of the kind that prefers just to punch things than appreciates the arts of knowledge and history.
we don't give in much for metaphor.
Hmm.
Knowledge and history are useful, mostly so we can beat people up.
I'm sorry,
not-
Professor. What was the point of me being very loud when I walk?
It's an expression where it's not that you're loud, but you're very quiet. Like typically, your footfalls are supposed to be loud, but you, my good sir, Mary Brett Tremaine,
Yeah,
walk
it's me.
very gracefully.
Yep. I guess. Thank you. I guess. But if so, what you're saying is, if you want me to open the door,
I'm
check.
not suggesting such a thing, but I'm just merely making a statement based on the conversations we've been hearing. You know,
okay.
Can you see in the dark?
No. Cannot.
That
Tommy,
Yes.
if you want me to check, I can, but I'm a bit worried that I might not be up to the task.
Okay.
we're
here,
not.
I may be able to assist him in a lever.
He's gonna pop up a globule of light and put like a little thing over it.
It's like, here, this will give you the strength and
You're
guidance
not
you
helping
need.
me. You don't. Okay.
This will give you the courage to press forward, Mary Brett
Not-
Tremaine.
Who's
Live
gonna
by your
hold your
name.
Who's gonna hold your arm when you need to walk?
Trust me, it follows you.
Oh, great. Okay. All right. So do you? Was it already a perception check that happened?
Yeah,
I-
you know,
I feel-
there's shuffling zombies on the inside. You wanna open
I
the
feel-
door
It
It does
quietly?
sound. It does sound
I-
a bit like me, except for the not.
I feel like it's important that we point out that we're in a lightless tomb and we're trying to be stealthy
With
by
the light.
sending in a glowing light.
Well, that other tomb had
Sort of
flames in it,
like-
so this one might be lit inside.
I'll open real quick and close it. Maybe.
Well, you can, if you open it quietly, I can see in the dark. I will look in and see what I see. And if it comes close to you, I will flip my whip, and I
Your
will,
whip?
I will
You got a
attack.
candle?
It's the common language. It is hard on the tongue.
It's no problem. All right. I guess I could open the door quick.
All right.
The skill I have.
So Murray, you're gonna try to open this quietly.
Stealthily, very quietly.
You're gonna
like the
give me
sound.
a stealth check at disadvantage. You've been having a conversation at the outside of this door
Okay.
about what you might do.
Alright.
They're fairly aware that you're there, but maybe maybe they don't know the moment that the door is gonna open.
Definitely. Quietly. I'm gonna attempt to do it gracefully, as graceful as 1,000.
Thousand
Elves.
elves.
That was an elf.
Okay. So
Very graceful.
you manage to very kind of slowly push this door open just a crack so that Saffron can take a peek in, and there are 6 or so of these long, pale-faced undead wearing foreign clothing. They're kind of shuffling about, and you also see a wooden coffin that has basically been smashed to pieces and lies in slivers of what it once was lying on the floor.
Whoa, thanks for the jams, man!
The walls of the room, you get a quick look at, are painted of scenes of a man apparently signing documents and organizing money. There's symbology of pretty easy even for you to kind of recognize symbology of accounting and like money and things like that. So you're getting the kind of the sense that whoever this is that was interned here likely had something to do with like the royal coffers or was an accountant or something like that. But all of the kind of shuffling around these zombies, they all have pallid skin. They have these really grievous wounds, as if they had been through some kind of battle.
Are we good? Should I close it?
Yeah, I think someone really did not want to pay their taxes, and they took it out on this poor man.
I think so.
There are six really awful-looking zombies.
6 tax evaders.
Possibly so.
We gonna, should we close the door and leave them, or we gonna, and I say we, I'll be back here helping, but you guys want to clear them out, or what? I'm gonna close the door for real quick. How about that?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Well,
I guess we go on our way. It does not seem like we are a bold group that wants to take on every challenge we find.
I'm learning what to do when we open doors.
So you close the door and are moving on from this scene. Where would you like to go next?
Down the hall, correct?
Hey, Chris Jones, thank you for the cheer. Appreciate that.
I'm gonna walk.
Someone's got something going on somewhere.
Yeah,
not
I'm
sure.
having a hard time.
Oh, I think it's my family. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They're arguing in the kitchen, which
I
don't think
recognize
they
all
realize.
the voices.
Can somebody close this door? You guys are coming through the moonlight. Thank you. Okay, fixed. Door closing. Sorry.
You're good.
They were arguing about ice cream, if it helps. I'm pretty sure.
That's a fair thing to. That's very contentious.
Ice cream and bedtimes on a Friday night.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll the barrel in front of me, and I'm going to make a note to everybody. I'm leaving the barrel here.
Oh, I'm gonna go
So-
back and write on the door.
Nice.
Tax evaders, yes?
Tax evading zombies.
My theory is if I leave the barrel here, if we need to sprint back, we can run back to this point and jump in. So I'm gonna leave it in right here, so it's not in the middle of the hallway and not glaringly obvious to anybody else walking through, but isn't
Okay.
super hard to find.
Sounds good.
I'll look towards Shane again and say, are they really now desecrating what I assume to believe the Master of Coin's tomb?
Death is just another chapter. He's just writing a footnote.
Someone had
Well-
already been in that room and smashed up the coffin.
While Tom Bear is doing that, I'm going to send the owl down the hallway.
Sure. So, here is I'll kind of assume that it's gonna bend up around the corner here, where right around the corner there, door to the right, door straight ahead, and then around the corner there, another doorway.
Well, good news. There's no immediate threats, but you never know. Maybe another rolling ball of stone may come trying to crush us. Oh, and there's more doors.
Did you hear that, Tombera? More doors.
Yes, I'm just finishing my note.
Give me a second.
So
I have
what
to
is
get it
the
in all 4 languages.
what does the note on this door say?
This door says tax evading zombies.
Does it say to open or not to open?
It doesn't.
It's just a label.
I leave that to the reader's discretion.
Nice.
And it says it in Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
All right.
And then
I got
it seems everyone's waiting for me to go to the next door.
You are the,
You're the only
master
one who
of
can
the
hear.
doors.
So I'll do that.
Sounds good.
There's 2 doors, and they're nearly equidistant.
I'm gonna try and keep up with him.
Saffron, what are the rules? Which door do I go to next?
I would say follow your heart. Which way does your
I don't
heart
have a
tell you
heart.
to go? Oh,
Which way is the temple?
It would be straight ahead and then around the corner up.
Okay.
this
I vote
way.
we go for this one, and I point him towards the perimeter walk.
is that where your heart is leading you, Jane?
It's not a heart, it's just the direction of the temple.
All right, I'll listen at this door.
All right, perception check. 16. On the other side of this door. I would say you don't really hear anything on the other side.
I don't hear anything. Moving on.
I like you. You're decisive. Acting up.
That's what you said to do when I don't hear anything.
I know. Doing great.
So moving around
That
the corner
might-
there. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say there might not be zombies in that room. What if there's something good that we're passing by?
There's always the possibility of discovery, you know.
Like
Well,
food. We
What
could
I've,
eat.
what I've learned so far is sometimes if you hear something, you don't go in. And if you don't hear anything, you don't go in.
So when do you go in?
I'm not sure.
When you know it's behind the door.
Yes, only when it's boring.
Oh,
Saffron said it's boring to always know what's behind the door.
But where is your adventure if you always know?
as you know, knowledge is always the truest of powers. I'm
Do
telling
you
you
want
this
to
now.
open the door, Professor?
I mean, unless you want to hurry up to your temple, I'd be more than happy to guide you there further.
I guess that is the question. Are we in a hurry? Do we want to hurry on to the temple?
I don't believe our assignment had a time constraint.
Just hungry.
I start skinning a rat while they're talking.
Ew.
It's just like the meat just like slides off the bone and is like just
Ew. I don't think it's supposed to be green, Jane.
a little
Jane.
mushy.
Okay, I'm going to open this door.
All right. You open the door, and on the other side is a wooden coffin. You also note that on the walls of this room are scenes painted of a throne room with a man giving advice, it would seem, to kings and queens. There are large holes in that wooden coffin that is in the center of the room, large holes that seem to have been gnawed into the sides of it.
Well, that's strange.
I like all the pictures. It is very colorful. I guess I would have to be a little closer to the door to see that. There.
This seems to be perhaps the tomb of an advisor to the king and queen.
think
I
it's
believe
nice
you're
that they
right.
let air holes for the coffin.
What's that? What did you say, Halibut?
I said I think it's nice that they put air holes in the
Oh.
coffin.
Yeah,
that part of
and
your culture?
Breathe. I do not breathe, so I'm a little uncertain. But don't you stop breathing when you're dead?
Only
you
if they
suddenly
bury
s-
you, they're dead.
you see these as you're talking, you're observing the art, you're talking about the courtesy of letting the dead breathe. You see from the giant holes in the side of the box a number of it looks like they're shrews, but they're giant size that are kind of pulling themselves out. And um, any of you proficient with nature? You could give me a nature check.
We're not
I'm
very
not.
good at being quiet, are we?
I've got animal handling.
I've not been advised that being
Okay.
quiet was good.
No one with the nature skill. So we're gonna roll a quick initiative here. Murray, you were up first as these things are kind of pulling themselves out of the box.
Okay, Murray, is there? I'm assuming you, Tomb Bearer, has a light, like a torch out, or do I still have that floating thing on top of my head?
I haven't
think maybe
unsummoned
both.
it, so you still got it.
All right. Well, seems there some bit looks like a mole or something. 3 moles coming out there. Do they look like they're coming towards us?
They haven't had a chance to do anything quite yet. So you're not sure. It just seems like they're reacting to they heard something.
All right, and they're large. When you say that they're large, about like 4
3,
feet,
4
like
feet. Yeah.
okay. Well, there's some more freakishly interesting creatures.
Oh,
I
you're talking about the
guess.
animals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What did you think I was talking about, Professor? I guess. Yeah. He'll step a little bit closer to see if the light bothers them.
Make a perception check.
I'll stay right there, bud.
Or actually, make it an insight check.
Ooh, inside. All right, got it.
You don't get the sense that it does. It doesn't seem like they're reacting to that. They're not. You're trying to maybe use the light to see if they shift their attention to it, and they don't.
All right. Cool. Well, if nothing else happens, well, I guess I'll just I'll end my turn right there.
All right. One of them kind of scurries out from the box here, and moves up
Oh.
to you, Murray Britt Jermaine, and
Hello.
it tries to bite you.
No way! I did not see that coming. It does bite me.
For 8 points
Oh!
of damage.
Oh, shit!
Oh,
Shit! Damn it! It's not. They're not
And you're
friendly.
making all this noise, and they're like all like
Bitch.
latching onto
Damn it!
you.
No! Run! Close the door! Get me out of here! Help!
Hold the door.
An 18 to hit.
Oh,
Oh God! It's not friendly at all.
5 points of damage.
Damn it! I'm not gonna eat them all. Food.
And this one moves to I don't know. Tome Bearer is like in the midst of asking a question rather loudly or something, and this thing
I'm
like
sure it's an important question.
it snaps its head towards Tome Bearer and tries to bite at him. A
oh my
21.
goodness.
That's
22, 18, and 21.
6 points of damage.
Good lord.
Jane, it is your
oh,
turn.
that's bad.
I hear the sounds of people dying and the sounds of lunch. So I'm going to.
No disease on these guys. That you
Yay!
can see.
That I
Doesn't
can
matter.
see. I gotta, sorry, I can't grab my token.
15, 20, 25, 30. I think I have 30. And I don't think I can, I don't think I have line of sight. So I'm going to dash. And can I dash in without making any sound? Or would I have to have stealth available to me?
Yeah, you'd have to have like be able to use
Okay.
your action to stealth.
Okay, I'll just go there for now. Hellebutt, sorry, we're sharing half of, I'm half standing on you.
Yeah, we can adjust there. That's fine.
That is
Professor, it is your turn.
Man, everyone is literally in the way. Oh, bother. Excuse me, pardon me, and as I'm walking through, I'm gonna cast magic missiles. And say, sorry, excuse me.
So missile number 1's gonna go to giant tree number 3. Let's see, magic missiles.
First missile. Second missile. And third.
All right, you managed to take one of them out.
I will
Wow.
continue to move this way, and then I will send in the owl to harass giant true number 1. Get him, Booker! And that's it.
All right, Tome Bearer, it is your turn.
All right. I will bend down and inject Murray Brett Jermaine with my healing tonic.
Ooh!
All right.
And then I will move out. That's
Next
the
up-
extent of my healing magic.
Saffron.
All right, I am going to use my whip on Giant Shrew number 1. That's the one I would get the help action with. Is that right?
Yes!
All right.
Indeed!
The critical
Oh,
hit.
look what
There
I
you
did.
go.
He does not like the whip. Oh, but
7
it's not quite
points.
enough. Oh, and then I don't know. I'm not actually doing anything, but I will tug at my friend in front of me. Get up, Murray Brett Jermaine. Get up.
Oh,
Sounds good. Helibit.
Hellebutt comes in and attacks with the warhammer.
An 11 will miss.
Oh, that figures. Bad. I'm so bad at this. Anyway,
Just remember, I think you all have like a couple stacks
We
of
have
like
inspiration.
We have
inspiration,
two
right?
I still
inspiration
have one from
points.
last
We all
time.
got 2
Do I?
I
inspirations.
have 3.
can I'll use
No,
his
you
too.
gotta declare it before the roll.
Okay.
Once in a
alright.
while, I allow it when it's like a really desperate situation, but not on just
Alright.
a missed attack roll.
All right.
But just a reminder, you got that.
That's all I can do then.
Murray, it is your turn.
Murray's going to get up and go, oh, great. Oh. He's going to disengage, move back here, and go, oh. That'll be it.
All right, the shrews. Send in the shrews. The first one is going to attack Helibit, who is right there. A 25 will hit,
Jeez.
Dang.
dealing
Sure
5
really-
points of damage.
Who knew that this was the boss fight?
Yeah.
I certainly didn't.
Oh my goodness.
The second
Brutal
one
shrews.
attacks Helibit, and it's a 21 to
So
hit.
what is these rules?
What you don't know
5
is that they have
points
a
of damage.
plus 13 to hit.
Oh.
They're actually rolling really poorly.
Jane, it is your turn.
Jane is gonna bring out her her heavy crossbow, aiming for the one that just hit at Halibut. That's the one right in front of him, right?
I mean, both of them are like on him, and blood is just
Gushing.
pouring out
Okay,
of
good.
him. Big, deep
I
wounds.
didn't
from the
think a
bites.
dwarf could bleed that much.
All right,
Assuming
20
that hits.
Yep.
I tried to
The
target
first
it.
one?
I don't. Yeah, the one that's right in front of him. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
It didn't.
4 points of damage. That will do
Boo.
it. He goes down.
Baby steps.
One bloodthirsty shrew to go.
I can do nothing else.
All right, Professor, it is your turn.
Go for the eyes, Booker! And I'll cast Hold the Dead. Let's see.
All right, he fails his saving throw. Has not been injured yet.
He takes
2
2
points.
damage.
It's injured now.
Like the good old days. And the owl will give the help action. That'll be my turn.
All right, Tome Bearer.
Okay, well, I'll move over to near the door where I can see, and I will shoot it with the crossbow. So I'll raise up my right arm, and the crossbow mechanism pops out and fires a bolt. With advantage because of the help action. And I will miss,
Oh,
and then I will
that's
move back.
disappointing.
Saffron.
All right. It's hard for me to tell with the door. I have a 10-foot. Like, can I reach through there, or should I step to the side, like here?
With the with the whip? Yeah, you can hit it with the whip from there.
Okay. So I will actually use my inspiration, so I have advantage, because I want to really see if I can hit this guy. It is getting serious here.
A 19 will hit.
And that's
Oh.
good that I dropped the natural one.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
We had no fumble rolls. We had no fumble rolls
Oh.
yet.
All right. So I will. I'm going to stay where I am.
I also dropped a net one, but
I
the other
saw
roll was
that.
just a 3, so
Oh.
Next up, Halibut.
I'll attack with the Warhammer again.
Use your inspiration.
You can do it, Halibut! Strike down
You're the
your
best.
foe!
You're the
Feel
best.
Strike down your foe with a mighty crack!
All right. And how would you like to finish it?
Oh, nice.
With a very weak swing. I
Look
knew
what you did. You did it. You should be
Gravity
proud.
did
else.
80% of the work on that.
it wasn't anything I did.
You drop the hammer on it, cracks its skull open, and well done. You have defeated the superpowered giant shrews.
I walk in the room and I drop all the slimy rats near the wall and I pick up the shrews instead and tie those to my belt by their tail.
Much better. Oh, definitely. And Tommy,
yes.
thank you again for that. I never had that sensation of nothing before.
Well, I'm very heavily damaged now.
I'm sorry.
You all need a moment to recuperate yourselves.
I feel that way too.
It might be good to take a moment.
I want
right,
to make
so-
sure there are no more shrews coming out of that coffin. I'm gonna just go over and peek in to make sure nothing else is gonna come out.
Yeah, so you go to inspect the coffin, and inside, you're as you kind of pop it open, you just see like the remnants of their lair. Like there's not even a body present. It's just kind of their nest. They've nested in here. The body's long been gone or long been devoured or whatnot. You kind of search around in there, maybe hoping it would be something like the rat's nest, that maybe they stuck some valuables or something in here, but to no avail.
Are there any
However,
baby shrews? I would like a little baby one.
Okay, give me a D100 roll, and we will say if you hit a 90 or higher, there is like a baby giant shrew inside here.
Weren't there 4 holes in the sarcophagus?
That's an oxymoron, if I believe my.
There may
Clearly
have been
correct.
a number of, yeah.
I just wanted to make sure there wasn't one hiding.
Close.
Oh, you were so close.
Very
Yeah.
close.
Ted.
I'm a forest gnome. I like the little animals.
But the real prize is probably, as somebody had mentioned earlier, I think Jane maybe had said it, is these do look like healthy sources of some food that you would be able to take back to the others who are kind of in need right now. If someone would like to give me a survival check to see how well you do at being able to harvest meat off of these creatures, someone could do that.
Oh, me. Someone did it. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't do a very good roll.
Okay.
Oh, look, an
Okay.
application of anatomy.
He's got to fight me for him because I already tied him to my belt. So.
So, yeah, some of the meat is clinging as a trophy around Jane's belt, but hell of it, you kind of butcher some of it. Not clean cuts. You're doing the best with the tools that you've got, yeah, but you do manage to get 10 pounds of meat off of these.
Holy
that'll be-
cow!
Some big
That'll be-
boys.
Tried to use a war
I
hammer.
think that one was a girl.
Oh, wait. I just made a speak. Yeah, differently. Wait, how can you? Oh, never mind. Cool. Right.
I know a thing or two about animals.
That is a lot of shrew meat. 10
They're
pounds.
giant shrews.
I-
It was like a 4
They're
foot
big,
tall
yeah.
shrew.
it's like if you think of like
real
a tray
quickly,
of
Alex.
chicken, it's like an entire tray of meat.
Alex, real quickly, it sounds like we want to take a short rest. Do you mind if I just check the room out, like just a perception before I? Could I just
In
take a look at the room?
this particular room where
Yeah,
where
just see
we're
if there's no
currently at?
other
Sure,
hidden
sure. Give me a
anything,
perception check.
All right. Oops, didn't mean to do the advantage. I clicked it for something
Well,
else.
looks like you needed it.
Yeah.
Uh, you-
Yeah, use it. There it is.
You-
Thank you, chat.
You check out the rest of the room for, you're kind of looking at the art, maybe looking to see if there's going to be any kind of activated traps or things like that, but you don't find anything other than the artwork on the walls. You might find like in the wall there is kind of like a hole that's been kind of gored out, like probably like a something that the shrews maybe are using to like kind of go in and out, but nothing that strikes you as making this room unsafe. You
Okay.
can kind of keep an eye on that just to make sure no more shrews come through it.
Well, Tommy, maybe we
Yes.
might want to maybe take a rest in here for a sec.
I think a rest sounds like a good idea.
Cool.
I'll have Booker keep watch out here.
And I'll send the owl outside to keep a lookout.
Okay. You successfully take your short rest, so go ahead and apply those hit die and take back any resources that you get back on your short rest. But after that is concluded, what would you like to do?
Well, if you wish to continue further to the temple you're in search of, it's right down the hallway, or at
Be
least to
aware,
get down to it.
be aware rolling hit dice that Fantasy Grounds doesn't add your con modifier.
Oh, good
I
to
was
know.
using second wind, not.
So if you use your hit dice, you'll want to add your con modifier to what you heal.
Oh, I thought mine
It
did.
actually-
It looks
it
like
actually
D10
did.
plus
Mine-
one.
mine sure
Added
didn't.
mine.
You got 10 hit points. You rolled a 6 plus 4. You have 10.
Oh, I did add it.
Yeah.
I rolled an
Is-
8. Yeah, okay. Huh. Okay. I don't know. I guess I'm out of it today.
Jane, could you give me a perception check?
Sure. Can I use my inspiration?
Yeah, you can.
I don't know how to set advantage, so I'm just gonna roll twice.
Sure. So,
Nice.
0.
assuming the party is like leaving this room and navigating around, I'm just gonna use Jane, your token. So, you all like emerge from this room, and here is where there is a trapdoor, and this leads to the ladder that will take you down to the 5th level.
Mhm.
But Jane, you had been very intentional about you were looking to kind of follow your finger around the stone wall,
Mhm.
and it seems reasonable that you would have followed that circuit and come up to this end of the corridor when your finger snags on a little piece of ring, like a little ring that you wouldn't have found if you hadn't been doing that, but your finger catches on it, and it seems to be like kind of tied to like a chain that goes into the recesses into the wall.
Huh. Huh. Well, I don't trust Professor. I will wait for Saffron, I think. Maybe ask her subtly if she thinks it'll release a boulder. If I pull on it.
Okay. I mean, are we following along? Am I eventually going to catch up with her, or?
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to fast track us to get us out of that room. You've come here.
Gotcha.
This door in the floor is what everyone was looking for to get to the 5th level. Following Canadius's kind of directive to you to like find that temple.
Mm-hmm.
And Jane was kind of going ahead doing this thing. It probably didn't make sense to some of you, like what she was doing, just following her finger along the wall, and it looks like she's gesturing to you to come have a conversation about it.
So, do you see a spot anywhere around here where a boulder can come out?
I look around, and I look for anything that looks bouldery.
You could make a perception check.
All right.
So
13.
based on what you're seeing, the last time that the boulder came down, well, one outcome was that it was triggered by a floor panel that you stepped on.
Mhm.
The second piece was it came down from an alcove at the end of one of the hallways. So you look around, you don't see that alcove. You also are taking pretty good care to kind of look at the flagstone, and you don't see anything that strikes you as like any kind of a hinge or anything in the ceiling.
It does not seem to be the same kind of trap as before.
Okay, so I am not drawing her attention to the ring. I'm going to walk over to the trap door and just tug it open, like trying to make it appear that was why I was asking.
Okay.
And encourage everybody to go into the trap door.
So I'm going to make this a skill check because you pulled somebody else into it. And so I'll have Jane, you give me a deception check, and Saffron an insight.
Oh no, wisdom is not very good for me.
Charisma's awful for me. So we're
Hey, look at that!
So it is a tie. Saffron, you're not aware. It doesn't strike you as odd that Jane did that.
Everything she does is strange to me. So,
So
oh, good job. The trapdoor did not release a boulder. You are so smart, Jane.
What
Nice.
did it do?
There's a ladder.
So as you open this trap door and look down the tunnel below, there is a ladder there that would bring you down to the 5th level. But given our time and the can of worms that would open up if you went down the ladder, we're going to
Ah!
call it there.
I was waiting for them to go down so I could pull the ring.
Oh, should we?
They could be on the ladder.
They could be on the ladder. Likely because we'll have probably a different group the next time that comes
Yeah.
in. Probably the explanation will just be that you've got all this meat that needs to go back and be kind of carried up and transported, and so
We'll just
Jane-
drop it in the vase.
That's what I was thinking.
sure, but there's no one there to like collect
Just have to
right?
throw it
So-
hard so it'll pop out the other side.
So,
Someone
Uh,
standing there.
but I think, Jane, this is an important thing to kind of resolve what you will have found. Maybe you hang back and wait till they round the corner. You pull the ring, and a door opens to a hallway, and you get a peek in, and you
It's an
suddenly know that
Italian
you found
pizzeria.
something special. You found that hidden tunnel that maybe Pandora was hoping that you would find. That will lead you to what she wanted.
And the sounds of a concertina drifting through.
When the moon hits your eye.
It's exactly the song that was in my head.
Giant checkerboard.
Excellent. So they're just gonna turn around and I'm just not gonna be there. That's awesome.
Oh, trust me, Professor will be waiting for you, especially Maiden.
So we're gonna get working on doling out some EXP and such. Things that we can do offline. Thanks everybody for watching here tonight as we were playing one of our community campaign games, Lost City. We're doing this a few times each month. Something that we do as a thank you for the people that support our Patreon and the people that support us with their Twitch Prime subscriptions. So if it looked like fun and you would like to get in on that, I'm putting the links to our Patreon and information about subscribing to the channel in the Twitch chat there. And Pruno's on top of it. Come and join our Discord so you can come and hang out with us in between streams and after the streams, as it may be. Probably a few of us will go hang out in general too. Voice chat after this, just to hang out and talk about the game and future games and what we got going on. So come hang out with us there. Let us see. Tomorrow morning you can come hang out with us. Corey Kogo is going to be running. We're in the midst of one of the AL Oracle of War Eberron modules. We didn't quite get through it, the last one that we started. So we'll be doing that tomorrow at 9. We never do. We never keep Corey on time. So come see that tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We've got Kingmaker, which Dave will be running with his crew. It's one of the original Pathfinder Adventures campaigns that has been converted to 5th edition. And Sunday night at 6:30, I think this is Eldritch Sounds week, so that'll be happening on Sunday night with Paul. So come and check that out. So lots of stuff happening this weekend. Let's just see. Do we have any friends that need a raid? I bet we could find somebody. Let's go stop by and say hi to Mini Terrain Domain. I bet we could find somebody. Let's go stop by and say hi to Mini Terrain. All right, thanks everybody. We will see you all soon.
Right.
Bye.